Aurora lost to these teams?
Right, exactly.
Are we crazy?
So this needs to be a moment where you have this huge bounce back and get some confidence under you again if you're Aurora. So the high fives are in. Zantares, he's got the classic cloth on the mouse pad, the kitchen roll, or just making sure it ain't all sweaty.
I like it. It's fun. It's like a very personalized thing.
It is.
Yeah.
So is playing with a wired mouse still. That's something he hasn't switched away from.
You know what? I admire that more than anything, though.
Yeah, it's true. You're sticking to his guns, right? paiN are now heading into the lobby straight away. We're finally into the pistol round, and paiN going to be going over towards ramp room. It's MongolZ straight away into a fight against Major, who's doing his best with his USP, but there's too many targets around that corner, so he decides he doesn't want to get involved. Yeah,
he knows his teammates have already rotated down, so the defense begins over towards control side. Only one player jumping into the window, though. No chance for a trade. They do open the doors on it, but you never cleared Zantares, who's now dispatched the bomb carrier, traded yet again, but all this delay has allowed paiN to arrive. Aurora, soulfly. Those are some lovely little taps to close out the round.
Yeah, nice and clean on that, wasn't it? Zantares didn't look like he was under too much pressure at all. Just realizes his job to get that one pick. Soulfly on the cleanup, though. Nice double there.
Really nice double.
Mm-hmm. Well, that has kind of thrown things to the wind straight away here for paiN, because he didn't get a bomb plant. And one of the things we talked about yesterday for paiN, one of the success stories on Nuke, was the fact that they got that T-side buffer.
Well, they got the good starts in both halves, right? I think the first half was, T-side, they started out 5-0. Second half was like 6-1 or something crazy like that. So, I mean, they got the hot starts on both halves. Now you don't really have that chance here. Not even buying in this second round without the bomb plant, so only Glocks on board for the Brazilian side. They're going to come at Major. He's going to spot a couple. Doesn't want to mess with it. Neither do they.
No, not at all. So, paiN just hanging around. Going to be picked apart one by one, you would imagine, resulting in the 2-0 lead here for Aurora. Now, coming into this competition, I was saying, you know, a couple of days ago, I was on a podcast saying that for me, I think Aurora are a fun team to watch at the start of seasons. I feel like they're a team that get worse as the season goes on, as they get more and more burnt out. But when they kick off a year or kick off a second half of the year, generally they get this like burst where they play really well. Like if you think about it, last year they were in the final straight away. Over in Blast, the first event of the season. Then EWC comes around and they're in the final of theirs, you know, after the
so you're saying break. They're like the season beginner merchants.
Yeah, once they go home and have some time and come back. But
once the stresses build up, once they get like 4 frustrating losses, they just start to break down.
Exactly. So for me, the best chance for Aurora to do something is always at the start of the year. So I'm hoping they could have a good run here at Cluj-Napoca.
Okay, when does the start of the year end? When is this magical?
This event, you know, once every major TO has had their event, Jason.
Okay, so PGL, Blast, ESL. Yeah. Okay, one for each, and then the start of the year is over. So this is the last event, really, apparently, to the Dinko's science that Aurora has a chance. Kind of.
No, best chance, Jason.
Best chance. Okay, Major's got the opening kills on Taras, follow up through the smoke. Great chance presented by those 2 kills.
Yes. So far, so good here for Aurora. And if you're paiN, you've won only 3 rounds in the last, what?
2 maps that
24 hours. So, no, they obviously won the Nuke game, but you know, it's still feeling so rough.
Yeah, it's been a while since you felt some success inside the server for sure. Well, PURIA's got a little bit of a leg towards the lower bomb, so it would be cool if he could create something for the team. No one else following him up. MongolZ does have the bomb back towards like trophy room right now, working his way towards ramp, but eventually everyone's gonna get found out. MongolZ kill. He's got his teammate already setting up a foundation inside the B bomb site, so he'll commit himself to the plant, and we've got a 4-on-2 retake for Aurora.
Well, just staying composed, realizing they've got all the advantages on their side.
Bait Major.
Send out the low HP player, get the information. Just taking their time here, Aurora. Really setting up for it. Now he's going to give a chance here to MongolZ, who flicks back really well out towards the window. So now all of a sudden it's just PURIA up on the rafters, and there he is now. Zantares needs the kill, and he's got it. Running it down, picking up the kit, trying to find the bomb, though. That is the issue. Has that cost Zantares the round? He's come close to this defuse. He's going to hold it, and oh my god, he's missed out on it. Can't find the ball. PURIA with the clutch, and paiN just about getting away with that one.
Oh man, having to pick up the kid just ruins everything. Smile on VSM's face. So PURIA, we gets himself a clutch, a technical clutch, we'll call it. Gets the one kill, buys enough time for the wraparound as Antares just desperately tries to look for things. All together, a pretty good recovery, right? It's a 3 versus 4 round that you end up winning. All split across the map, and everything just fell into place. So paiN will take that. Really early on, taking a ton of money away from the CT side. So yeah, not pretty, not something you're probably going to be able to replicate, but you put him on the back foot already early.
biguzera going into an MP7. I mean, clear weaknesses here for paiN, even after winning a round, right? They still got to play with Galil's MP7, whereas Aurora bring out the Woxic up and lose soulfly early, though. All right, paiN off to a good start here.
Where's that at? Where did you get that kill?
Hot push.
Hut push. Does paiN just want to follow it up? Woxic's in the upper bomb site with that AWP, so not ideal as kind of your sole defender there. You do have Vorkadia over in the mini garage. Zantar's outside in big garage. And Major sort of investigating under heaven right now, so they've left ramp open as a little bit of a weakness because they have so many weaknesses elsewhere. And now that they centralize, there's a lot of room outside for paiN to work. Gonna start moving towards mini garage. Man, they have called the perfect route to walk considering the way Aurora shifted and rotated, but it's bought a lot of time for Woxic to find this kill. That's PURIA trying to hold on to lobby. Now they got to pick up the pace because they know the rest of the map is going to be discovered, and Aurora is already going to be out of position. A great Molotov to prevent the rotation. And is Aurora going to go for this? I mean, it's a 4-on-4. You're going to come in and test things, but you're at a lot of disadvantages, taking a lot of risks here.
Step in the vent, and then QZ even held down the spray, expecting the swing from the second player.
You have to save now.
Yeah, and they are just going to back away, and biguzera even gets an extra kill. That's the AWP out of there. So yeah, this is not an ideal start for Aurora.
No,
it's seeming a little bit rattled.
Last round is like a little bit, whatever. Things kind of worked out just odd in a certain sense. This one is just Aurora getting straight up beat this time. I think that like hesitation to go for the retake when they've already gone down secret and you heard all that and you're rotating down vents, especially with an AWP. It's like that's just like a textbook fundamental, like, no, you're not going to have success here.
The thing it might be is coming into this game, Aurora is going to be full of confidence, and so you will see mistakes like that happen until they get. I don't want to say respect,
I guess that's the one that should make you that should give you that respect now. Is you can't just be full confident with those kinds of plays down vent when you've already lost that control of that part of the map. Good opening kill by PURIA. Eventually gets found out by Woxic. But they'd already taken control of the lower bomb site, and this is what makes it so tough. And obviously, biguzera is able to wrap around and take that AWP away right at the end. So very, very painful losses at the end of the round for Aurora.
A couple of rifles still in play, though, from the CT side, so we'll see if that is enough for Aurora to get the win here. You've got one in the hands of Antares. There's always a shot, I suppose, with that. But paiN Gaming, a great opportunity here. You've got NQZ on the AWP, and that's going to be the opening kill on Zantares, so that rifle is out of there. And Aurora immediately feeling the pain of losing that AWP.
Yeah, that's a really good way to feed it right back to him. Major up against the wall. Deep flashbang is in. Activates. Oh, can't connect it in the corner. Good job from PURIA, making himself a small target, swinging out wide. 2 M4s hitting the deck. One's recovered by Vorkadia, but now you're just running out of players if you're Aurora. So it looks like paiN's going to take a early 3-2 lead.
Yeah, it should be no problem from this point onwards. In fact, 5 players with a great chance of staying alive. Vorkadia can try and stop that, but for the best case scenario here, you want to slip away with the 2 rifles, save them both. And so we're now looking, paiN taking the lead of the game.
I think it's cool, too. I like that we're seeing paiN, because I think you and I both came into this with a similar mindset where the probably highest potential was for a blowout in the favor of Aurora. But it's nice to see paiN get these 3 rounds under their belt really, really early on. So it's not just like a steamroll, so they don't just get flattened and never able to kind of get back into it. Now they can have some confidence that they're able to work the map a little bit. PURIA himself is having some impact, where yesterday I think both of us were a little bit underwhelmed with PURIA. He looked shaken in certain situations, looking like he lost himself in the chaos of different rounds. Early on in these first 5 here on Nuke today against Aurora, he's had some pretty solid impact so far, so that's really cool to see.
Yeah, handles business here with that push forward for Madrid. Gets himself into the corner. So that aggressive play doesn't work out. Neither of the rifles able to get going from that saved round. But we're back to an AWP for Woxic. He decides to go glass cannon, feeling like it's necessary to be able to challenge out towards Silo.
It's just little shells.
Yeah. Trying to bait him with the detail again.
All right, quiet on the map. Both teams pretty relaxed. Aurora letting Woxic outside have the freedom with the AWP to keep some vision, keep information. Smoke wall is going to deny that from now. So Woxic retreats. Zantares tucks himself in towards Mini. 2 players in the upper bomb site, and you have Major kind of prowling up and down.
Oh, good reaction. Woxic protecting his teammate as Snow tried to get through the start of that smoke. He's about to get that opening kill as well there for paiN. If it wasn't for that, now Zantares can fight on.
Now you got him an AK-47 as well, his bread and butter.
It's working out so far for Aurora here in this round at 5v3. And there's no real potential for paiN to get that bomb down to his site. They've got to fight their way forward, and that is a good shot from FURIA.
Yeah.
That's Woxic peeking in, thinking he was going to get a chance at that AWP, and ends up going down. So that puts pressure on Madrid. The only way paiN win this round is if they somehow get through Madrid here without a kill going against them, and that is exactly what has happened. So from a 5v3 to a 3v3, Wakadia has to save the day.
But Wakadia's in such a good position. He should be able to handle this without too many problems. I don't think they're going to clear this. He's got the warning system of Zantares protecting his back as well. There's the kill on NQZ with the AWP. That's also the bomb on the ground, so now must be recovered. 3-on-2 in the favor of Aurora.
Yeah, VSM dropping down, picking the bomb up. Here comes the push out through the decon smoke, but that's going to be FURIA getting that kill. VSM committing again. Denied. No time for the bomb plant whatsoever, so it comes down to kills as Zantares running away. But a 5v3 falls to a 1v1 in terms of players surviving. paiN do a good job at trying to get themselves back into that round a little bit.
I think paiN's going to be just fine with how that round plays out. You don't win it, sure. That part's a bummer, but you get 4 kills. You've taken the AWP away from Woxic, so a lot of that investment from Aurora's got to come back in. They have the AK-47 on Zantares, but so many resources lost, so paiN's just saying, yeah, we lose that round, but we have you broken. If we can win this next one, this is the big one. We can forget about round 6 really, really easily if we win here. Break your money, and then all of a sudden, we've got a great lead for the latter stretches of this half. Really nice shooting from FURIA so far today. Oh, okay. We're going to pick up the pace. We're going to try and be disruptive. Aurora pushing in for a lobby crunch with low economy.
Great position to hold, but then he had to turn away from the flash. Ends up getting peeked in that time. And FURIA is going to walk away with a kill. Zantares had to hunt down the trade. And Badger now picking up NQZ. Snow's play does not work out upon the A play, so it puts FURIA in a situation where he must clutch up 1v3. Now there's plenty of time on the clock. And he's had 3 kills so far.
He's fragging, though. He's sharp right now. He's hitting some domes, so let's see what his game sense looks like. He's not being too shy about showing and giving the indication he's coming out to pick up the bomb. Utility out into the sky. He's got to find 2.
Well, one of them low on 45. Zantares pretty low too. And Madger's gone and so damn close to that. You can see FURIA leaning back at his chair, so frustrated he wasn't able to pull that off because he was so close to the ace.
Yeah, never expected that swing coming from that position. Thought it was going to come back from where he spotted the player at credit. That's like a good move from Zantares, though. Show a little leg in one spot, wrap around, and do the bait Madger for that wide swing at the end. And Aurora just barely hang on. Honestly, I think paiN by here. Back-to-back rounds, get him down to just 1 player surviving, 1v1 clutches. Let's see what the money looks like. As long as it's not completely devastated, I think if you're paiN, you keep up the pressure. So they invest into a couple AK-47s on FURIA at NQZ. Want to keep the ability to find a couple kills, force those rebuys, but not investing across the team.
Both teams still trying to wrestle for control of this first half. A number of these rounds there's been obvious damage to the economy. NQZ has come out with the opening frag here. Zantares is the first victim. Wakadia tries to position himself into the vent instead. Badger just making sure if they push to the back garage, he's got eyes on it.
He's the only defense, though. Ramp room is pushed up, so no one can fall back to help him up in heaven.
Well,
and he's
this
got a decision to make. I think he's kind of making the call that he wants to keep hacking away. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it. Yeah, nobody peeks quite yet.
Okay, it drops down into the site. They're trying to adjust themselves to be able to play with this. Bring a third player back in defense of this A bomb site. They're ready for a heaven play. You got two little Velociraptors and the MP9s down here.
That's true, yeah, they do. And there's not a lot of utility. There is a Molotov. That's all that is kind of here. So that utility is going to be spent down low to try and make this into a fake, but Aurora know exactly what's coming.
Yeah, over the top they go. It's going to be the first kill of the MP9 and the three? What? How is soulfly get away with all 3 kills there in that engagement? NQZ going to be running him down. soulfly looking for even more, but he steps into the open, exposes himself to VSM, and all of a sudden, it's Wicadia left alone. Denies the bomb plant. Now you've got to come to it, and you haven't got time to win the round. So Wicadia has just picked it up by stealing away that bomb plant at the final few seconds. It's Aurora getting the lead, but these rounds, they're not comfortable for anyone, really.
That's what I'm saying. This is really, really close. I like the timeout here, too. I think if you're paying, like, the conversation still has got to be, it might sound crazy with 3 straight losses, but there's no reason to panic. You have this economy still at the same place you had it 3 rounds ago. Now, the hard thing is going to be, this is going to be like a compounding impact for whoever, for whoever kind of gets out of this situation first, right? Can Aurora win a round with, like, 4 players surviving to get themselves out of this economic issue? Because then you have an incredible win where not as much motivation to force buy for the paiN side. For paiN, if you eventually get this win, I mean, you just break them right at the tail end of the half and can scrape together some easy rounds at the end. So this is building up some kind of sequence of rounds now where it's going to be so much more painful to whoever kind of loses this back and forth. I guess this trade of advantages. It's kind of sad there. I think if NQZ takes the extra 2 seconds to walk around to the front of silos, they probably win that round.
Yeah, because then your teammate can defend you, and you have to swing wider if you're Wicadia. Yeah, there's a couple of details there, but I think when the clock is so low, feel you've just had 3 players farmed at heaven. Feel a little bit safer just putting it down there. But we got Zantares pushed up. This is a play he loves to make. Really be able to come out on top of it.
He's got enough distraction behind this play, right? Breaking the smokes, turn the corner. Seemed like he was looking for it, Snow, but Zantare's a little bit fast to the trigger. Over towards ramp room, where again, it's a very weakened defense because they had so many players outside. MOUZ playing it very passively on the ramp. Woxic gonna come to speak again. He got deleted last time, not this one.
Yeah, gets revenge this time, exactly on PURIA as well. Imagine now stepping up to have a little bit of a look down into the radio room. Ooh, not too far off there, Woxic. But stronghold so far from Aurora. This could be one of the better finishes.
This feels like the round that gets him out of this pressure situation,
yeah, exactly.
You know? Yeah, because they're playing it so smart as well in the 5-on-3. Look at the way everyone's backed off. Like, we'll just shave off one more player every time you want to move into a new spot to attack a bomb site. We'll continue towards ramp rooms. Zantares,
oh yeah,
nice and easy.
Nice, easy headshot goes back again. Great angles. Selecting a better spot each and every time to continue that funnel of death towards him.
Love to get him an AK-47 back, considering what he just delivered for you.
Yeah, exactly. Get that AK if you can, but not looking too easy for them right now to find one. And it'll end up being a 6-3 scoreline, and it does feel like that puts an end to that chaos, right? Because now paiN don't have enough money to continue to have competitive buys.
Exactly. And you have no reason to kind of force it into sort of a situation because you have no benefit of the economic reset. 4 players living for Aurora is just perfect. They come out on top, and so paiN, they miss that opportunity to have that compounding win. 4 straight losses now for paiN. Each of them are really, really hurting. Tech 9's armor, a little bit of utility for the paiN attack.
All the smokes created outside. And the spam down there for VSM. He's on 56 HP.
They get 35.
Yeah, not having a great time crossing over, but everybody has made it. paiN get their way down secret.
You got Zantares already here, playing inside the vents. He does have his trusty AK-47, but he's going to have a lot of Tech 9s headed in this direction. You know what's always fun is I bet paiN sat there and just like, oh, that's Antares. You hear the CTAK and you know exactly who it is.
And you don't want to have to go up against him. So this is, yeah, one of those scenarios.
Whoa, okay, he's in trouble now.
Yeah, they put the pressure on him with an 8. He actually wasn't accurate on that first shot, and so, yeah, they run him over the top. And that just ends up being quite the entry there for the Tech-9s, as NQZ gets a second kill from his Tech-9. biguzera's now got the AK.
Always.
And, yeah, well, Aurora have lost that round very quickly. 4 players stay up for paiN.
Oh, my Lord. How did he get caught so hardcore? I guess he missed on the first spot when they kind of swung wide. I thought he saw him. He went back for a second one, so just really missed the timing. Had nowhere to run to. Didn't have the time to jump up on top of the rafters and play a stronger position with the high ground. He just gets overwhelmed. All right, well, paiN was knocking on the door trying to get that win for 4 rounds straight, and they finally get it with Tech-9s. It's a little bit late, so it's not as painful as it could have been. But it's got him in a nice position now. Scout going to be out on Woxic. No more AK-47s in the hand of Zartares. Only one single M4 on the board so far for Aurora's defense in this round 11.
Yeah, it could be quite the tie game we've got coming away here. paiN have a great opportunity to do it. Thank you, see. Oh my. Okay, so we just straight up got both kills on the vent.
Yeah, but that's the second time we've seen Aurora kind of drop in vents in a situation where it's like, guys, they went secret.
Yeah.
We know this. Like, you can't be dropping, like, the vents is not safe. I don't know if that would have changed anything at the end of the day, but certainly NQZ getting 2 kills in vents is kind of like a round ender.
Oh, it's more easy there for Wakadia to come out on top of biguzera. So the opening kill falls in favor of Aurora. Good chance to get further damage here from Wakadia as well, because the low HP of PURIA was trying something very tricksy. Though the start of that smoke and too much risk involved in the play. They've lost 2 players immediately, and it looks like paiN have already lost their chance to keep this a tight game at the end of the half. Aurora with a very comfortable start here. But, you know, we've seen 5v3s get a little hairy.
Yeah, but they should be able, even with weaker weapons, you should be able to play this intelligently enough, right? You already have one player downstairs. MOUZ is going to be playing control side with an MP9, so he's just there to kind of maintain control of the windows as best he can. Delay, keep information as well, call out timings. Good kill from NQZ to thin this out just a little bit now into a 3 versus 4. And Major's in trouble. Now the break of the window is going to let him know what's happening.
You know what? Major going up into the fight. VSM will be dropped, but the trade is in from Snow. Another rotation of Rahus, both Aurora players able to get out of the vent this time.
Well, the attack came from Ramfrom this time, so right? Nobody lurking inside those vents. Smoke does not get broken open. The spam through reveals a little bit of information, but it's false information as Snow slides in behind it now. 3 on 2, but a much trickier retake than it looked like a second ago.
Yeah, especially now that Zartares has gone down towards ramp. It's starting to feel very uncomfortable for Aurora here. This is such an important fight. Snow. First headshot is perfect, and now you've got soulfly having to walk out into a scope waiting for him, but it's a missed shot. NQZ descends down into the site, the rifle running him down. NQZ playing with his foot, and he runs out of bullets. Soulfly concedes, and paiN Gaming somehow flip a 3 versus 5 back into a round victory.
I'll tell you what, if we were looking for a paiN upset today, they're getting everything they could possibly want going in their favor. Couple of blown rotations through the vents throughout this half for Aurora. You had the Zartares clutch that he missed because he couldn't find the kit in time. Now you got this round, a 3 versus 5 conversion into the lower bomb site. You've got PURIA with putting impact out on the server with some good fragging as well from one of your rookies. paiN fighting really well to keep this within their grasp. 6-5 in the favor of Aurora, but once again a busted low economy buy with MP9s.
Well, Zartares, it just feels like is walking to his death, and that is exactly what happens. Just walks right into the AK. Zartares' life gone. And that tie game is right on the table again. This time it's a 5v3 in favor of paiN. Just the better weapons coming out on top, and paiN going to be very happy about this half.
Yeah, I'm happy. Got a couple things. 15 kills on PURIA so far, T-side Nuke. That's excellent. 15 kills on NQZ, been really impactful. Make it 16 for the rookie. Well done. paiN fight back in a half coming into this where it felt like Aurora could just blitz them. They've shown they can stand up to the Turkish side and tie the scoreline going into the break.
Yeah, so now we got to see Madger have to call his team into a win on the T side. So Things get a lot tougher there for Aurora.
Also, now you bring in the conversation that I didn't necessarily think we'd have to get to today, with just the mentality of this Aurora side. We know this team can kind of collapse. We know this team can let these kind of emotions weigh heavily on them, especially during underperformances. It can shake them at their core. So a task for them to maintain a little bit of determination, a little bit of grit in this match and stay in the fight, despite the fact that everything at the end of that half felt like it went against them.
An opportunity to get another nuke win today on the side of paiN. Starting to change up the veto because we talked about Krakow being a very one-sided affair.
Sure.
And we get to see them move towards nuke instead as their selection.
Well, I think as well, a team with 2 new players coming in, you're going to see them like not really super dedicated to a map pool as they kind of add things in and figure out what's better. And you get a nice win on nuke like you did yesterday against MongolZ. Makes sense that you'd feel like that's a map that you're feeling good on. Probably put some time into, had some results to back it up. And you got another result here against Aurora, at least so far in the first half, that shows you've got some things to work with here. 6-6, second half pistol is live. Dualies on Snow, dualies on NQZ. And we're doing a ramp rush into a ramp stack.
Yep, it's looking perfect, isn't it, here for paiN? They've got everybody in the right spot, and the Jobber is unleashed death upon Aurora as they get stuck in the ramp room. It's Wakadia on low HP. If he had a little bit higher health, you might consider a clutch here, but it looks very unlikely that Wakadia is going to be able to pull this one off.
paiN's giving him a good amount of respect, though. Good positions to see if he's going to fall back. Wakadia's got to just be thinking, priority number 1 is just get the bomb plant. Like, screw the clutch. Start with the bomb plant. Good positions, though, from PURIA and Snow to cover the whole map. Fast rotation to the lower bomb site if the plant happens. Pretty safe from most positions on the map, covering lobby.
PURIA's position, very strong here. Wakadia is going to cross over. PURIA's locked him in, and there's the kill. So, no problem whatsoever here. As paiN will take the pistol round, they have the perfect setup to deal with Aurora's play towards ramp. And NQC, with the dual Berettas in combination with the rest of his teammates, just push them away.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of one of those rounds that you feel is just won out of spawn. Won by the decision to play a stack towards ramp room. 3 players here. VSM gets the first. NQZ's able to swing wide with the dualies. 3 kills, tons of damage onto the final player. Easy cleanup at the end. And paiN grab a lead, 4 rounds straight, going back to the first half.
They're going to extend upon that lead. Surely no world in which these Glocks come out on top, so 8-6. I think for paiN, obviously the rest of the series is still going to be very difficult, but
yeah,
I mean, it's got to feel good mentally that you're actually, we were putting up a fight. You didn't just win the pistol on the conversion on the T side, and that was your whole T side. You had to win tough situations, 3v5s and clutches, and
we had to grind it out with that economic battle, didn't you? For
exactly
4 or 5 rounds in a row. So that was cool to see them stick in the fight in that fashion for sure. I'd love to see them close this out and then get that test of their map pool once again. DSM over the top, spots 1, willing to fight. With the FAMAS goes down. 2 players extremely low. NQZ under scrutiny. He's traded off as well. PURIA now running out of bullets, and the Glocks are overwhelming the rifles. Well, this gets weird.
I don't even know what to say. I'm just kind of sitting there and I'm like,
This gets weird.
about 20 seconds ago, I was like, there's surely no way the Glocks find a way to win this round, and I'm just sitting here watching it happen. I'm so stunned, I almost forgot what I was here to do.
Yeah, you actually were supposed to be casting.
Yeah, that's just insane. Well, let's see if they actually win the round now. They're running down lower, and we've now got biguzera waiting up at the control room. It's going to be Zantares going down. At least they carve 1 extra player out. A tap of the plant, not a commitment. As they pause, they've got some util picked up along the way, and a good kill here from biguzera, and finally closed out. Okay, well...
You can always trust the weird SVU model to save the day.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Okay, there we go. I mean, that's just so much damage, though, even if it's not around
you know, on one level, you're kind of like, if you're to take any part, if I'm in this team, I'm just like, all right, boys, that's the one we get. Thankfully, we overcame it, but like, everyone unnoticed, that can't happen again. Well done from biguzera. Being a tough target to find, to clear out. And saving the day for your teammates who absolutely just screwed every fight. Guns are out now, though. You've got the AWP in the hands of NQZ. He's having a good game as well. 19 kills on NQZ, so you love having the AWP in the hands of a player who's delivering for you. VSM on that MP7. Looks like Aurora just wants to hit an upper bomb site right out of spawn. They've just called it. Everyone get in lobby. I guess the question is, are they going to double pump? Are they going to draw out some utility first before at full-blown executing? How do they want to work this? Nope, they're just going to go with the first salvo. Here we are. Soulfly opening kill, finds the follow-up. NTC, you have that up, my man, but you're so blind and you're inside the smoke, and yeah, how are you going to do anything there?
Yeah, you just have to feel it, you know, in that moment. Go for the no-scope, maybe unlock some, like, John Wick-style play going on. Yeah, so... we went with very different people there, Jason.
We did go with very different people.
Very different directions there. But that was a very, very convincing round there from Aurora. Just running over the top of them. Too much pressure for them to handle. NQZ in a tough spot.
Kind of bummed at how easy that felt. With just, I mean, there's no damage taken from anyone by Aurora. There wasn't a shot fired in return, except for maybe the AWP at the end, which was like desperation. No counter nades did any damage. No Molotovs in the pathing. That's a very fast hit from Aurora off the rip of utility, but also paiN just seemingly unprepared for the floodgates opening.
Terrorists win.
Yeah, you don't see that too often. An upper rush that doesn't take any damage. An upper bust, I should say.
Yeah, like usually even your own utility might hit you in the face.
Yeah, you just step in your own Molotov, like something just falls off the roof hut, you know?
That's a wipe. Good work there from Centaurs. Look at that.
I think that's the money, too, of the paiN side. I don't think they have a whole lot of cash to work with. So I would, you know, maybe a timeout. Probably not. Doesn't sound like it. And we're right back into the game as we get to figure out what paiN is going to bring to fight with. M4 for MOUZ and some SMGs. So money's really, really hurting on the paiN side. And Aurora looking to break that economy right here, right now.
Charging outside is Wikidia, making his way towards Secret. And Snow going to wait inside of Vent. MP7 ready to make the play here.
Well, if you're Aurora, you forced a lot of movement from this CT side. And with these weaker weapons, I mean, you don't know it, but I think paiN's over-rotating because they're trying to make up for the SMGs instead of rifles. Good shot from Woxic without a scope. That's NQZ. He goes down outside, and Aurora pretty much have control of the entire map.
biguzera could be burned out of a spot and into the open. And it's Wikidia that will find success on biguzera. So now it's a 3v5. These are the rounds paiN win, though.
Yeah,
you know, 3v5s.
There's way too much. Yeah, they do win some 3v5s. It's not going to be this one.
No. Very comfortable. So tied game.
Not even Falcons could lose a round from this position.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I mean, G2 did, and you casted it.
That's true. That was a weird one. Yeah, I mean, Aurora just gets so many advantages. That one kill from VSM, and then you have players in main challenging into the upper bomb site. The upper bomb site is no longer safe from anyone from paiN, so they have to move more towards lobby, be out of position. That's just Aurora. That's just really, really good map control. The over-rotation down towards Secret. Good round called by MOUZ, and it's going to tie things back up at 8. And now we get to see, I mean, you said one of the things in the first half that was admirable from paiN was, you know, you didn't just get an early advantage to get those rounds early with economy. You had to actually grind it out. You had to fight back. You had to go through that stretch of 4 rounds, keeping it close before finally breaking them. Now we have to see if paiN could do that again, except on the CT side. Now we have to see if they can stop these kind of blistering attacks as Aurora can move around the map, taking control away from you. Can you actually shift and rotate your defense in a position to stop them? And Put an end to this run from Aurora. Money's going to be an issue for some time for paiN. One more round, they'll have to sit back with weaker weapons.
And Aurora really getting this T side going, but I think the first half would have felt a little bit too chaotic for Aurora's liking. You know, there's so many rounds that got into fights they really shouldn't have. I think if you come into the second half here, your mentality needs to be, let's just control this game. Like, this take over and make sure that we're the ones in control, setting the pace, setting the tone of this, and not allowing these rounds to fall apart.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think the way that players think about it in their head, like Aurora, I don't think they're thinking the rounds felt chaotic. I think the rounds, well, I probably felt chaotic, but I think their reasoning is going to be, we sucked and made bad decisions and missed fights, you know? Like, everything would have been internal. Like, we played a terrible first half. Need to get this second half locked down.
Same result, though.
Yeah.
You know, if you tighten up your individual performance, everything else tightens up. But I think for Aurora, they realized something. Just everything is just a little bit too messy.
But it is just funny the way Counter-Strike always just makes you feel like, you know, you guys missed the opportunity that was there. You know, you never feel like anyone else made the right play. You always feel like you just missed a kill or did something wrong.
Of course.
Zantares is hunting down biguzera over in the vents. Boop.
It's just one of the luxuries of watching Counter-Strike is getting Zantares and AK as often as possible.
As often as you humanly can.
Yeah.
Quite frequently on the T side.
This is wild how many years we've been watching Zantares play. You know, it was so long when I was getting into Counter-Strike, like, years ago, and I would, you know, you would, on that little HLTV side banner, it would just be like, Player of the Week, it's Zantares, you know, it's like... And then if you only watch Tier 1 trophies, Space Soldiers weren't always playing at them all the time.
Right.
So it'd be like, who is this guy? Like,
well, they really kind of made their bones early in Counter-Strike because they were like the best of one merchants when the format started with like best of ones.
Yeah.
Like the Space Soldiers was the team who would come in and ruin a couple teams' events by winning a best of one on like a certain map and then not being able to do anything in best of threes. Yeah, it's been a long road for some of these guys to finally make their mark and make their name at the top levels of Counter-Strike.
It's something I remember is just the fact that it was like, well, Woxic's around. Why don't we just put him on a team with like...
That's the other thing is it took so long for them getting the best Turkish players on the same team together.
Yeah. It's like the problem Brazil's had for a long time, right? It's like, you can make a couple of great teams in Brazil, but it's just all these contract laws. And
yeah, you just can't get people on the same team together.
Yeah. Well, MongolZ's got the scope up, and he's looking for that top main player. But soulfly not extending into the open, not giving MongolZ that chance just yet. He could do it now, and he does. He actually sent some bullets towards the AWPer. So a little bit uncomfortable now as MongolZ, I'd imagine.
I think everyone from paiN is feeling feeling really uncomfortable at the moment. Like, look how far back everyone is at the moment. Again, just like Aurora's getting crossing to secret without any real resistance. And once again, paiN have to shift 2 players down here. Now, last time they did this with the MP9s, nobody was home, nobody attacked into this. Now they're going to get that attention. Zantares given a jiggle, and PURIA doesn't want the fight. Good pop-up from BSM, traded immediately. Lovely shot from the AK-47. And it looks like MOUZ and Aurora, they're happy with that piece of production. Now paiN has to consider the lower bomb site is about to be executed on with only PURIA to defend against it, but Aurora's going elsewhere. Back to the upper bomb site we go, and maybe MongolZ can spot this out.
Well, Madger and Wakadia coming in with a couple of quick kills here for Aurora. In 3v2, it's still doable. MongolZ, though, put under pressure, forced into the open. Woxic will punish. He actually got that kill from the grenade, so at least something going MongolZ's way. Puts PURIA in a clutch situation. He had such a good first half, but that's a little taste of the performance here in the second. Woxic turned around, just no-scope him, close quarters.
Yeah, hard to get that coming up the vents as well. That one kill with the grenade, you're right, did kind of alleviate that to give him the window of opportunity, but missed chance on Woxic. And it's going from bad to worse. Now, what, 4 rounds straight in this second half for Aurora. This T side is flowing, and now it's looking like they found a rhythm. This was a problem yesterday as well for the paiN side, is like, you know, even if you just kind of throw away tactically or big picture macro kind of play, just the fragging. And we saw this against MongolZ. Obviously it's going to happen when you're losing 13-1, 13-2, but now again you're playing a close game, 10-8 at the moment. biguzera 5 kills, VSM 5 kills, Snow 6 kills. Not a lot of production on too many. I mean, having 3 players with that little production is hard.
So it's class. Anyways, you know, in passion are Aurora always, even in games like this. We got AQZ pushing up. He's got his teammate beside him. Can they find some success in the WP? And once his teammate is just melted by Zantares' AK, AQZ has nothing to do with it. He lets the rest of the push go against Aurora instead. So Snow goes forward, Zantares will fall. And a one and done for Zantares. He's not going to be too happy about that.
Yeah, but look at MOUZ outside with that kind of aggression through Squeak Door. I thought he was going to actually cross all the way towards Secret, but he was taking the space, and oh, he's going to take a risk. I think it's going to pay off as well. Nobody's home in main, but he's grabbed from behind. That's Snow peeking from credit, so they drop down vents. Try and get in this lower bomb site, but the op is here as well on NQZ.
NQZ round the back. There's the kill on soulfly. And now Woxic and Wakati are trying to win this one alone. They've just got under a minute left. Is that bomb plant trying to be secured here? But it's just not going to happen. It's going to be NQZ and biguzera coming in with the final 2 kills easily. And paiN all of a sudden with a round win that might just start spearheading them back into the game.
Yeah, let's see if that's the spark. That's a cool round with mostly just pistols. The lobby crunch to take out Zantares towards ramp room. They were trying to push him from ramp with an op and a pistol as well. He gets taken out. None of his teammates can cover him. Lower bomb site, good defense. This is okay. Let's see what you got, paiN. NQZ's op firing off again for huge impact. 23 kills now on NQZ, leading the way for paiN. Leading the way inside the server overall. First speed bump in the gun rounds in the second half for Aurora.
Yeah, no AWP here for Woxic, despite having the money for it.
They're just going back to the upper exact. That was so perfect. Remember the first time they ran this, they didn't even take any damage in the round victory. Let's see what paiN can defend against this time. Snow playing behind the smoke.
Yeah, FURIA just a little bit off to the angle, but it's soulfly going out. Woxic has killed his own teammate with the Molotov. biguzera on the double kill, holding on, and it worked out perfectly earlier. It is a disaster this time.
Okay, paiN's like, you're only getting that once. It's not going to be that easy again. This time, really well done. Molotov in front of the hut, so soulfly comes out, goes 1 for 1 inside the flames. They could never find Snow. Playing in front of Squeaky Door behind that smoke. He got so much safety to just hold on to the bomb site, and biguzera's double seals it. Second timeout burned by Aurora to talk things over. It felt like they hit a rhythm, and paiN knocked him out of it as soon as it felt like they settled in. Now you have an issue because, what, one more buy, and then you're going to be out of funds on the Aurora side. It'll be interesting to see what their economy is like moving forward. But a conversation as this buy is all important with the scoreline tied up 10-10.
Well, back to the AWP. Didn't really work out there, Aurora, with a quicker play. And the outside smoke deployed straight away. See who decides to play with. You got Woxic running outside, trying to get a chance for the opening kill. Carrying over the top of the smoke, and then just gets spammed down by Snow.
Oh no!
Oh, the frustration will start mounting now for Aurora with these kind of losses.
Break of the smoke. Snow sees no one crossing towards top secret. soulfly's up on the roof. Zantares at the red box. You've got Wakati out here in support, but with Woxic having gone down, feels like Aurora don't have the resources and the manpower to cross over. Actually, the smoke wall's faded, and they have no more smokes. So Aurora's playing the rest of the round with 2 HE grenades, a Molotov, and a flashbang. It's actually a huge advantage at the moment in the round for paiN on this CT side. And coming back in towards lobby, which hasn't been held by Aurora, they're going to have to be slow and cautious, clearing all these aggressive angles, so more seconds going to be burned off the clock.
good trade from Major at least, so pulling one of those back on Snow. 35 seconds though, that's the big problem here.
Yeah, well, I think Major's going to throw a fake, some utility towards that upper bomb site when his team is ready to move in towards ramp room. The big test is going to be NQZ's AWP.
QZ holding, and the swing's there. It was actually collateral, but not enough damage to bring down Major either, so they're going to start jumping on through, and NQZ misses the cap there, so Magic's going to come back and finish him off. NQZ steps forward, but it's biguzera already rotated down to this B bomb site. 8 seconds, they've got to start planting right now, and here comes PURIA. It's over. They might have just got it by the last tick, and they will just about get that bomb plant, so it comes down to a 1v1. PURIA here at the door. USP pulled. Wakati had nowhere to go, and he couldn't finish him off. PURIA comes out on top of a 1v1. These rounds are scrappy, they're close, they're down to the wire, but it's paiN Gaming that gets into the lead of the game again.
Yeah, but with those advantages of utility and positioning, paiN's able to track him the whole way down into that lower bomb site. Really nice job, I think, from NQZ. Missed that last player, but able to get all the information needed that the lower bomb site's under attack, and PURIA, the rookie again, we mentioned it, really quiet day yesterday, looked a little bit nervous today. Fragging, delivering impact, clutching you a big round, 2 kills in this 2-on-2 to give you an 11-10 advantage.
Falling apart here for Aurora. Timeout taken for paiN.
I mean, it makes sense. New team, talk things over. Intense point, you probably had a huge celebration after that. Let some of the emotions and excitement subside. Get everyone focused up on the next round. You got plenty of cash to buy back into things, so you don't have to talk about money whatsoever. You have the AWP out on NQZ, 5 kits on the board, all utility for the CT side. 3 straight rounds for paiN's defense. And Aurora, if you lose this, you're out of money. You go into that final round looking at 10-12, and you're starting with like Tech 9s and armor. Galil's maybe with the losing bonus.
Always Snow who got the opening kill outside in the last round. Zantara sending some shots through that smoke, hoping he could find some success. And it's not the case. A 5v5 remains as the outside wall erected once again here for Aurora. It's the main fight. Ramp's going down. NQZ, different position this time inside of ramp, and he's pulled away soulfly. So an opening kill once again falls in favor of paiN, extended upon by biguzera. A 3v5 to try and recover here for Aurora.
And once again, you're in this 3v5, but look what you have to work with in terms of utility. You got 1 flashbang, so you don't have a Molotov to clear out control side. You don't have a smoke to block off any of the doors, any of the windows. You don't have a nade to flush the AWP out into the open, who's playing behind silo at the lower bomb site. You're in a ton of trouble. NQZ's getting at least 1 more, you feel like.
There it is. There's the one. And it's not just at least. He goes ahead and he gets himself that 2nd kill. So we see Orcadia left in an impossible situation here. He's going to be run down in paiN. They're going to be grabbing map point on Nuke. And without that bomb plant, no extra money, things are looking terrible for Aurora going into this next round. paiN have all the chances in the world to close things out here and take their first map of this series.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a really rough final round. Impressive from paiN. Both halves. Aurora at some point grabbed momentum and put on a streak of 4 rounds, and both halves paiN put a stop to it. Found the solution, shut them down, and regained control. And now they're just marching to the Nuke win with that control. 4 rounds in a row now for paiN. And 2 rounds straight where Aurora come in with some rifles, with some plans, but just not a lot of utility to execute deep into the round. Money's going to be a huge issue in this next attempt from Aurora. Pretty much everyone across the team sitting about $3,000 before the buys, before the investment. So nothing's going to look too exciting. I think AK-47's going to be missing across the board. NQZ, a nice easy opening kill, drop down, gets a shooting gallery. How are you going to scale on this op without any kind of utility?
Counter-terrorists win.
got to take something miraculous to somehow get this into overtime for Aurora. Can't rely upon that. Upper bust round, it fell very short the last time they tried it.
Yeah, got destroyed last time they tried it.
So they come off the outside smoke walk this time. A different variation as they hug that left wall at main. And they're now going to try and fight. It's a good trade at least, but biguzera coming through. NQZ also getting some kill action outside. PURIA at the back of the site, cleaning up Aurora, and manager will fall. It will be paiN to take the opening map. Nuke falls in their favor, a 13-10 victory over Aurora. This is looking fantastic for paiN, a much different story than yesterday against the MongolZ. Yes, they won Nuke versus the MongolZ yesterday, but it's the PURIA step up. It's his performance individual. NQZ looking strong, and the way.
No thoughts on that one? Okay, cool.
I'm not. I wish I got to see it.
Yeah,
that's what my thoughts are, really.
That's fair.
What was the score in terms of the maps?
Let's see. This was a 13-9 win for Falcons on Anubis, 13-11 for FaZe on Dust2, and then 13-4 on Ancient. So the last map was destroyed.
Ah, okay. Well, showing that Falcons can play Ancient.
Yeah, PARIVISION beat G2, match on the B stream right before we went live here. Navi lost to MOUZ 0-2, and then Astralis took down 3D Max as well to start the day. Either way, that's the results we got so far of the day. This is the B stream, third match of the second day of PGL Cluj-Napoca on this. We got Aurora taking on paiN. Down a map in the series is Aurora after dropping Nuke, and now going to be defending in this opening half on Anubis, and it's going to be a B hit. Soulfly, you're on your own, my brother.
Well, he's just going to be blinded straight away. The smoke on the cross as they make their way in. And he's going to have to back away. Now look at that. PURIA just chasing after him, pushing through that smoke, bringing some attitude to this pistol round. So at a minimum, paiN have a good bye going into the next round, but they have all the advantages to try and win out this first round. PURIA's in the cave. Woxic going to pull him back, but biguzera was already forced forward, so was able to get that trade back again and keep paiN ahead. At 4v3, 2 players on the platform, and this has got to be a round that feels like it should fall in favor of paiN, but Zantares is the kind of player that can get you back into these rounds for Aurora. 2 kills on the plat, and now it's biguzera, NQZ at range. Major has to come off that defuse into the fight, and he will go down to NQZ. paiN do pick up the pistol round.
Yeah, nice attempt from Zantares and MOUZ right at the end with those dualies from Zantares, getting a double kill to crack things open, but the round too far gone after that. The aggression right at the initial step to push towards CT spawn is perfect. biguzera and PURIA gain control of this, able to trade it out, and then you've eliminated half the retake, and the job gets much, much easier. Well done from paiN, finding a weakened B bomb site on the pistol. It was just soulfly playing solo, retake for Aurora, and taking huge advantage of it is paiN. So only USPs now for Aurora, a couple upgraded pistols, Deagle on Zantares. But paiN get the rifles and the MAC-10. This is the first time I've casted this new Anubis. I know it's been out for a minute.
I was thinking that in that pistol round. I was like,
this window's a little weird.
And I'm like sitting there. I'm like, yo, I haven't had to say this spot in a long time.
This is called platform, right?
Yeah. There it is, on all its glory.
It's beautiful.
The new hole.
The new hole. Everyone's favorite.
The plant is through. And paiN Gaming going to be finding themselves a comfortable 2-0 lead. Honestly, it's what you need. I was looking at the stats from the Crackle event, though, and CT side won in every metric of the stats, like that it should be highlighted. So, you know,
CT side won every stats on Anubis specifically?
Yeah, on Anubis specifically, yes. So that was cool, like looking into that to see if there have been some changes in terms of the amount of CT win rate, and yeah, we were seeing that the CT side are, at least from that one event, finding more and more success.
I'd still say the bomb sites still probably feel terrible to play.
There hasn't been changes, as there really is.
The bomb site anchors are probably still going to be miserable on this map.
But CT aggression has always been the name of the game here on this map, right?
Yeah. Forcing you to make some plays from the CT side. That aspect of the map seems to have stuck around. 2-0 for paiN on the T side here of Anubis, and we get the guns out for the first time for Aurora. AWP in the hands of Woxic right out of the gate. No utility for him. He's kind of thrown the nades to the side so that he can have the AWP. He'll be starting with that towards the A bomb site. 2-man defense at B, Major and Soulfly. You've got Zantares in middle, Woxic and Wakadia over towards the A bomb site. Cool idea, a little bit mistimed on that flash, but nobody aggressive to punish it. We'll see if that comes into effect later on. Xantara's a little bit of a spam battle. Not as much damage as I think he would have liked to have dealt in that situation. And slowly, paiN now constricting on this B bomb site.
Major getting close towards the connector smoke, and we've got Snow and PURIA on the other side of it. Major starting to backtrack just as that push comes in. Reacts well enough and gets that pick on Snow. soulfly dealing with the advanced play of NQZ. And yes, a couple of players have dropped low on health here for Aurora, but comfortably handled as Major goes back in for a second kill. It's now biguzera and VSM in a position where they just can't do anything.
Yeah, he came back for that kill with low HP. Super red, and Major still makes it work. Double kill for him over at E-Box. So biguzera can now step up to the plate. You've got VSM coming late. Low HP here. If VSM can get this first kill, soulfly's low as well. You might be able to topple this defense. biguzera hasn't been able to find anything just yet. And will VSM clear this hard to the left? Not well enough. Big swing, and Lucadia's got the last kill. That's the first round on the board for Aurora, and they do it with 4 players surviving. So, first step, you know, first hurdle, first gun round passed.
Yeah, and it was Major looking good over towards Khan.
I think that was a really weak take of that position.
Yes.
I think if you're gonna just kind of walk through, you might as well have just waited the extra 2 or 3 seconds for the smoke to fade entirely, and
Especially
then have a 2-1.
because you had your teammate behind you, right?
Yep.
And his teammate just obviously
backed away
shit, well,
from
my
the
teammate's
fight.
dead, so I'm just gonna bow back into the corner.
So I guess I got nothing to do.
Yeah.
Oh, leg shot from the soulfly, or body shots from soulfly.
Well, opening kill found for paiN, and important that PURIA is able to pick that up. Now, he does sustain damage, so he's just gonna play with a pistol. Having a little look up to the window.
Did seem like they almost kind of wanted to try and boost up into it to get some vision. I don't even think that's possible, but now shifting back to the A-bomb side. 3 defenders here. Xantara's, Lucadia, and Woxic. Should be no access. Op and M4 trained on the A main position. You do have a little bit of utility if you're paying to chuck out. Molotov smoke, 2 flashbangs. Let's see what they got.
Holding in from the back of Cake, it's Woxic going back out again, and yep, that's clean. Shutting everybody going down, and of course, you just gotta keep going when you're on that kind of roll. And you will get that all picked up for him, no problem. But great shooting from Woxic, and results in a comfortable round victory for Aurora.
It's like everyone peeking. It was like a carnival game. It was like everyone just peeking right next to that table, taking their turn.
Well, he just had that rhythm. Peek out, peek. In behind the Cake, back out again, and easy stuff for Woxic in the end.
Yeah, I mean, great stuff. You can see the Molotov holding everyone back. No one's able to gain the ground. Then VSM just takes up PURIA's position, eventually puts an end to Woxic, but the damage is already done at that point. 2-2, we're tied up, and only pistols now for paiN as they have to get a sit back with some weaker weapons on the T side. Stuffed twice. Haven't seen anything crazy yet from Aurora in terms of different tactics with this new window. Haven't seen them really get aggressive in middle quite yet. Maybe that's brought out later in this half.
Yeah, you would imagine so. But right now, the game is really just finding its feet. Woxic starting to get warmed up. Be good if he had a great map here.
Yeah, I mean, if his op is looking sharp at the moment after that sequence at A. At least 1 easy kill in middle this round. biguzera falls through the door. And once again, Snow is going to fall to Major trying to play with the smoke and Khan. So 3-2. Aurora with an advantage, but really haven't taken a whole lot of damage in the last 3 rounds that they've won. I think losing 2 players thus far in each of the in overall in those 3 rounds. So money's growing, everything's looking good. Ops in Woxic's hands, it's very comfortable. He's got another one invested behind this buy as well. All's good for Aurora. And I think coming in as such favorites, I think paiN would have, that would have been, kind of an idea that they wanted is make them as uncomfortable as possible. Right now, you haven't been able to do that early on.
Oh, great shot, yep, from Woxic. Good flick down onto Snow. VSM to respond immediately, but the AWP was willing to get aggressive.
Important trade to take that AWP off the map as well. If Woxic disappeared into the smoke, you would have been in some trouble.
Especially with how he's been heating up over the last couple of rounds here. You can see he's really feeling it going for a play like that. So the boost for some info here. He'll climb up into the window and climb up towards the double doors. Now, just on the other side is Antares. It's a strong angle, and he's going to make it work. Now, he gets a little bit uncomfortable knowing a second peek is coming in, so just trying to stay active on his toes, and does get traded regardless. Wakadia has to come in and get a pick out from camera. Minute on the clock.
They're spread, though. They're split. NQZ is down in canals. PURIA kind of working middle, and this timer on the smoke when it fades is going to mean this play is limited. He doesn't want to commit to the A bomb site without his teammates, so he'll fall back, drop out the window, and come into the B bomb site with NQZ, but the safety net is soulfly. Push through the smoke at A main. I don't think they'll expect him. But actually, with PURIA taking this route, it's all down to timing. And it's in the favor of soulfly.
NQZ. Oh, immediately taking damage and then finished off by Major. So, yeah, feels like we're really getting into it now for Aurora. This is where things will start to get very difficult for paiN. You know, you've got a situation where you didn't get a bomb plant, so it doesn't tip your cash into the territory, but able to get a full buyout across the board. So we're looking at 5 rounds coming up here for Aurora.
And this is where this half can get really, really tough. Is if you can't ever like control middle, if you can't get it clean, if you can't make that a point of danger for Aurora's defense. I think if you're letting Zantares and Woxic with the AWP, with the AK-47 just combined to be comfortable in middle, those guys are going to have their run of the map. So I think if you're paiN, you have to find some ways to take that over. I like seeing the attention they've given it a couple times throughout this half, but maybe keep going back to it. Make sure that Aurora always feels that pressure in the middle of the map. Wakadia makes a footstep, gives up the advanced position towards A main. This looks like, as we can see, obviously, a lot of bodies headed towards middle. Tech9's gonna challenge Woxic, and he swings out spots one. Can now take a more passive stance, knowing what's coming next.
Yeah, paiN just gathering on the other side of the doors. Antares, well, he's leaving just as they arrive. They smoke out the camera, they'll smoke out Temple as well, and they'll just maintain some mid control. And they decide to divert, of course, is over towards cameras. They want to try and execute an A split. Wakadia has been very good, though. There's this supportive element inside the A site to Woxic Sniper, and it's just a shutdown as paiN Gaming get mid-control, but it's the problem of getting through camera that is the next issue for paiN, and they don't take a step closer to the site.
It's one thing I feel like Aurora's always loved CT side of this map, was really good at, was just like containing the middle of the map, you know, like not necessarily feeling like you have to always fight for it, being able to kind of defend it essentially from the A bomb site. So a few rounds now we've seen Woxic with the AWP as well really have no pressure applied to him in these sequences, like the triple kills that we're seeing him get in middle, from camera, from the A bomb site. Everyone's at a distance. No one's able to really close the gap on him.
And quite often when I was casting Aurora games back in the day, you would notice on this map, you would notice that the mid control would be so good that eventually their opponent would start moving away from it, and that's when you freed up Zantares to start some flanks and start some individual plays, and they can get very, very difficult as the half goes on here. But a 5-2 lead already for Aurora.
No, but this is one of the cool things we pointed at paiN on Nuke, and this is the question that we're going to have answered here on Anubis, if it will get answered, is, you know, a Nuke, they overcame some of these obstacles. There were some runs from Aurora gaining momentum, stringing up 4 or 5 rounds together, and then paiN putting a stop to it. So can they find the solution here on Anubis? And that's a big question for us with them, is do they have enough of a map pool to have those answers quite yet? Oh, how fun.
That was fun. I'm glad we got to follow that smoke. That was a journey that we all went on together.
We'll always have that.
Yeah. Deep smoke out through the bottom of Con. A little bit of a gap here for VSM to, well, not much actually, but he's still going to go through to the side. His teammate joining him for a boost over the top, and Madra still reacting and actually got both kills. So it just gets better for Aurora.
This wily veteran handling the young guys.
It's one of the most difficult positions on the map too, over towards connector.
Not today. MOUZ's handled them, what, that's the third time they've tried to test him through that smoke, and I mean, he's loving it.
If you think about it, some of the players, the player I've enjoyed watching the most is Donk in that area, surprisingly.
What a weird selection.
Yeah, exactly. Just, you know, out of left field, really. But, you know, Spirit put Donk there, you know, Madge has a lot of responsibility to shoulder in that spot. It's going to get a lot of attention.
Kind of looks like Donk in a way when he's playing in this position.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is Madge is Donk
He's Turkish,
3.0.
Turkish Donk.
Because we had, well, who was 2.0? Cobra yesterday. He was Donk 2. Yeah.
Well, here's that passive defensive middle from the A bomb site. Again, you have Wakadia, but he's actually inside the site. But biguzera not considering any of the attention here. Molotov in, good protocols from Wakadia and Woxic. Now we know where you are. Now we're just going to funnel you in the other direction. Zantares is waiting for you. Oh, this is looking easy.
Very easy. Now with 20 seconds left, we've got NQZ who's just running back around mid, trying to get involved in some fights, and eventually given that opportunity to buy Wakadia. Well, we all knew this was going to happen, didn't we? So it's just... I don't think it's necessarily like, I mean, look, it's not going to be great no matter what, because paiN just haven't had the time to really work on all the maps. But even outside of that, I think the biggest problem, the biggest thing I'd like change right now, because I don't think the basic fundamental philosophy they're operating with is terrible, but every time you've tried to go find Major and Con, like, you're going through a smoke. You know, they boosted up through a smoke, Snow walked through a smoke, Snow sat in a smoke and waited for the fade. Like, come take control of that when the utility is gone. Apply some pressure elsewhere, find a timing where that smoke leaves. Major now getting a little bit of information, but give yourself a clean fight if you want to try and take this and pinch the B-bomb site. Break it open, Molotov in, flashbangs, use your own utility. We haven't seen those kind of sequences yet from paiN. Okay. Well, you spam into the smoke, you receive a headshot back. Not a great deal, really. Opening frag here for Aurora.
Yeah, and not much going on. This is, I mean, kind of what I asked for. In a way, they are just waiting out the smoke and con. An eventual split here. Molotov now from MOUZ inside the bomb site. Soulfly is going to drop him another one. We're just going to repeat it one more time. Okay, good kill from NQZ with the deagle. That's going to get you started. Can you build upon it?
Zantares is then peeking down into connector. It's going to be NQZ and VSM both gone. And a third kill for Zantares as he farms them. And that's 7-2 now. Aurora continuing to build up, and we'll see at least the money return here for paiN. So you get a full buy.
Yeah, great. I mean, Aurora just have the, I think, timings and the comfort of this map with which part of the, you know, the utility usage is so clean, so on point for Aurora. Every time it's paiN trying to take that next step, you know, trying to execute this split on the B bomb site 2-2. Molotov drops right in front of their toes. Doing a really good job, I think, MOUZ in this position, obviously. Getting some frags in this round using utility to stall them out and negate that portion of the attack. It's a 5-round lead for Aurora.
VSM caught, so straight away another opening. Everyone's having to go over towards Con.
Yeah, I think with this map, with the way the CT aggression works, I think it can be really tough for paiN to handle if you're Aurora with all the experience and all the knowledge and all the protocols. Throwing out some misdirection and early utility. paiN's not going to be able to stop all your peaks and pushes. Wakadia is feeling very comfortable behind this smoke. Even Mandra's gotten off. And that's when you know things have gotten a little crazy.
Everybody's having a bit of fun, diverting from the usual role. I like it. We want to see some confidence picked up from Aurora after losing Nuke. That's going to be NQZ dropping Wakadia. And now 2 players extremely low here for paiN. Just feels like it's just going to be limping to the death. Smadger then catches biguzera down in the water. And paiN just look a little bit lost. Drifting into the crosshairs here of Aurora.
Now the flank coming in. You're going to get at least one here. Good find.
Oh my gosh, he nearly turned around. Another headshot in as well. So they have fought themselves into a winnable situation. That bomb plant's coming in. And now you've got Magic coming back in with the AWP. And I bet he wishes he had a different gun available right now.
He might have one on the ground when he comes over. Smoke's going to fade. They got so much cash. What, he's got 13,000, Zontar's 16,000, the other 3 teammates around 10K. No reason not to go for it necessarily.
This is the time, right? It's just getting into a position where you would be able to win the round. So Madger's just going to hold on to the AWP. A situation that didn't look like it was going to go paiN's way, but that flank comes in to save the day.
Yeah, I mean, really good pause in the action. That's Snow just kind of waiting for PURIA, and that's a huge kill for him to get in the backstab to alleviate some of the pressure, because that was the only way it was going to happen. Utility wasn't going to be put in any kind of a place to get through Walksticks. So really good find. That's the opening kill. Here's NQZ starting to open things up. Good shot from Madger down the stretch, but couldn't rotate over to the bomb site in time. And Snow, lovely second kill on soulfly's peak to secure the round. So third on the board for paiN's T side.
Oh, Madger. Shot goes over the top, and now he can't get away. He can't hide, and VSM comes charging in. So looking good here for paiN. They break into the B bomb site. Not a single kill goes against them. Sure, they sustain some heavy looks, but that bomb plant is in, and they really shouldn't be letting this go. At least one kill being pulled back here by Woxic.
Yeah, they're going to hear the footsteps, though, as he rotates back towards middle. Valkadia is going to come in for the follow-up flank, but Zontaras needs to get involved in the action. A lot of the timer of this bomb already queued off. And there goes Woxic down in canals, and that might be the end of this retake.
And really, before it started,
with the money, you're going to go.
Yeah, give it a go, but walking to the death as biguzera just peeks out towards main with Kadia to go down, and 4 rounds on the T side for paiN.
Yeah, damn, okay. All of a sudden, like, you know, it hasn't looked pretty, but scraping together enough rounds right at the tail end.
Could get 5 as well here.
Yeah, you're on the cards for it. What a nice little uppercut towards the B bomb site. Aurora never saw it coming. That was 7 rounds straight for Aurora, and now ended, and now a 2-round streak for paiN. Third round here would be incredible if they get it.
It happens so fast, right? Like all of a sudden.
Third round in a row, excuse me.
Yeah, 3 rounds in a row, 5th round total, but you know, it happened very quickly. It felt like we were just going to watch a 10-2 half take over.
I think the major op backfires in that round as well. The fact he saved it previously, that position he's in is like the oh shit position. If I miss, I'm dead.
Yeah, you got to get one off jail. You can't be stuck there. Otherwise, you're locked up and they throw away the key. So last round of the half, Aurora actually taking a timeout.
I think Aurora realized the same thing we did. Like, oh God, this is all of a sudden this is going to be a close half. It felt like we were so dominant.
Well, paiN making the most of it. Can they get 5? 5 would be incredible at this point.
Yeah, five would be something crazy. That would almost make me feel like paiN have stolen 5 rounds out of the half. All the money in the world, but let's see. I mean, let's see if they stick together again and go for one of those like extremity hits, like that pop at the B bomb site. They've been playing mostly spread out. They've been challenging through defaults, presence outside A, presence in middle, presence challenging Madger over towards Con. But now if you just stay grouped up and hit an extremity, you caught them off guard at the B bomb site. They might try it just on the other side of the map, and I think this more than anything is just biguzera kind of improvising as he goes with a very thin playbook.
Oh, rushing and putting pressure on Wakadia. He's been good though, but not this time. He's just absolutely destroyed. Snow just runs right over the top of him. Jinx indeed. The curse of the caster. We got Woxic though. Off the breaks, builds his team back into this round as Snow topples away. Woxic burning and blind. Is now waiting on the rotation of his teammates. He's done a good job of staying alive, but not for long as PURIA pushes underneath his scope. There's a great shot from VSM, and paiN have found some life at the end of the half. They're going to be grabbing 5 rounds out of this T side, and it was looking like a couple of seconds ago. Yeah. But this is going to be a 10-2 scoreline in favor of Aurora. All of a sudden, paiN have 5.
Yeah, it looked like the second half might not even been worth talking about or playing whatsoever, but brought themselves right back into it. Hold the phone, Major making a play, causing a little bit of chaos at the tail end. Drops down, gets another.
This putting the pressure on, but Zontara is now the last remaining player, and there's just no time for it. So he'll go down on the peak. biguzera to remove him, and paiN have got to feel great about that one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, not the way the half went overall, but you end on 3 straight, and you end with the excitement and the energy of a B rush into an A rush, both of those being victories. Yeah, that is definitely going to put some smiles on your face. Definitely going to make you feel hopeful for the second half. So good little burst of energy right at the tail end. That's got to be a little stunning if you're Aurora. You kind of got to be sitting there being like, how did this happen? This half was going so easy. We were chilling. It didn't even feel like a serious game, and then all of a sudden it's collapsed.
Yeah, and the stress and the pressure can build up for Aurora in this kind of scenario.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to read into the body language too much, but that is the one normally reserved for a migraine.
Yeah.
Know?
Well, it's kind of counter-strike.
Doesn't seem too frustrated though. So maybe just talking about some philosophy, how he wants to play this T side as they switch over. Trying not to let the frustration show, perhaps. Wakadia gets deleted. FURIA continues some good shooting from Nuke here on Anubis with trading Walksikoff. And even though Major does everything he can towards the end, still ends in the favor of paiN. And now we get live into the pistol. Dualies on NQZ and Snow.
FURIA moving forward. Will end up getting removed. So an opening kill here for Aurora. Very different approach here from Aurora's T-side pistol than what we got to see from paiN in the first half, which was a straight rush into the B side. Well, this one a lot slower, more default spread, and paiN have played themselves, really.
I think this half could actually, I mean, you know, as much as the fun of that second half and the picture we've painted, you know, if you think about how difficult the CT side can be on Anubis and how it kind of motivates CT aggression, if you don't come in with plans for that aggression and organization around that aggression, it just kind of looks like this, where it's like, okay, well, one player pushed Canals and died, and then one player kind of pushed A main and died, and now you just have no chance of getting back into the round. So paiN's got to be really careful. This is going to be a very tough half for them, and might just see Aurora run away with it on this T side. If they put the defense in pressure situations and force those decisions out from inexperienced team.
And there's a clean one. So a great pistol here for Aurora. No real pressure whatsoever. And we'll see what paiN decides to do, whether or not they go for the force buy here. There's the push in Canal. There's the push out B main. And that was the round. See, maybe a scout can come in here for paiN, get NQZ on that. A couple of pistols around it.
A shotgun, actually.
A shotgun. He's going for
You never saw that coming, did you?
Not at all.
You didn't even think it was a possibility.
Nope. All right, let's see what NQZ can do with that then.
I'll have that over towards A. Going to be playing close to A main, as you'd expect with the shotgun. FURIA doesn't get a crack with the deagle, as nobody shows before that smoke bops. paiN fully invested into this round.
Zentaro's is clearing around the doorways. There's a good peek from MOUZ. So an opening kill here for FURIA going down, and we're now looking at Aurora, a 5v4, trying to stay composed and not give up any fights here. Zentaro's, this is the one risky spot where you could be traded. It's a clean headshot onto biguzera, and then there's the trade attempt. Zentaro's handles that as well.
And they're still going to come at the shotgun.
So this is it, the big shotgun. The shotgun to deliver everything. The Mag 7.
He's left.
Yeah.
He's moved the other direction. He's walked away.
But
interesting. Aurora's planning this with only 2 players at the B bomb site. Their other 3 players are over towards the other bomb site.
Oh my. Dude, the timing. That's so rough. NQZ just looks away as soulfly walks right into him.
That is brutal.
And that is absolutely brutal. All right, well, 9-5. Great start here to the second half from Aurora. There's no option for a buy here for paiN, so we're looking at double figures for Aurora.
Yeah, nice and easy. They marched there pretty quickly. After paiN had that little burst at the end of the first half, Aurora just keeps chugging along. Only unarmored pistol, so should be an easy one. Major with the Mac 10, going to be highly aggressive, clearing out bomb sites. The rifles will follow it up. Round 15. paiN just trying to make it to the gun rounds coming next. Dust2 would be the third and deciding map. paiN played that yesterday as a map against the MongolZ in that series. They lost it, what, 13-2? It was the deciding map there as well.
Yeah, but I think they're just kind of being punched in the face on MOUZ as well, right? Like, that was such a surprising situation.
It was just coming out of a 13-1 on MOUZ. I don't know if that makes it better or worse, but that is what happened.
Yeah, I think the ball just got rolling again straight away for the MongolZ, and it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
At least they're putting up some resistance here. A couple of rounds there at the end of the first half, but no resistance in this round as Zantares just absolutely destroys them.
Yeah, he's played refrag. He's all good with those kinds of peaks. He's like, I've handled this before. A million times, in fact.
Yeah, and it makes it look easy. Now PARIVISION with 4 HP, just biding his time as Aurora about to take 10-5. So double figures secured. And now we get into the buy round. This is really one of the last chances for paiN, unfortunately. It's come very quick, but with the slow start of the second half and how little rounds you've got available,
it is the bummer going into that first gun round. And you're like, oh, we kind of need to win this round, or we just don't have enough chances to bring this back. So it all kind of rests here, it feels. NQZ at least has an AWP in his hands. biguzera's got a kit to work with, the only one across the team. 3 players going to open up at the B bomb site for defense. biguzera in middle. It's VSM to defend as the A bomb site anchor.
Well, a good shot from PARIVISION at long range, so it does result in an opening kill here for paiN. Reaction is to try and get some further aggression going here at B main, and that's worked out very well. So Snow to topple Major, and now we're in a 5v3, so this must-win round for paiN. They're off to the races.
Okay, I like that. There we go. There's some of that CT aggression that we knew was going to come in, but it did look a little bit more organized. The peak towards Canals to get 1 kill, and then him and Snow combined to push and take down Major outside of B main, and now you give yourself a huge advantage. You can back off, play it more passively, which is really nice. This is a round in which paiN is playing with low utility. So during the early stages, when utility is up, they've got great results. Still a very deadly trio of players on the Aurora side, though, going to come in, march in. They've got full utility, and Zantares just going to peek in slowly and quietly, but precisely. And there's soulfly to add on top, and the bomb site is cracked open.
Palm plant being secured here on default. And it's just wild how Aurora can find their way back into rounds like this. We'll see the retake attempt coming through for paiN. They're going to set themselves up to try and go for this. Just a couple of pieces of utility. And a lost player in biguzera starts to feel like this retake isn't even really worth it. But they're going to have to go.
Feels already done. That's a nice smoke, though, in front of the choke point, but they're backing off. That's just to dissuade them. biguzera had the only kit. That's dropped on the deck, and now they don't want to mess with anything. So 11-5, a 3 versus 5 conversion off the back of Zantares opening.
Yeah, well, that really shuts it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
that was the chance for paiN, and can't be conceding 5v3s.
You've lost the AWP as well in the hands of NQZ, not able to recover that, which would have been a nice weapon to have. It was the all-important weapon back on Nuke. NQZ had a fantastic game on the opening map. Here it's not going to be the case. Good start from FURIA, then he calls Snow into some aggression as well. They catch Major with nade in hands, but this is just beast mode from Zantares. soulfly swings after the fact, NQZ dropped, and it all comes crumbling down. That's the kit, way far away from the bomb site. 6-round lead for Aurora.
NQZ out of the new window and down onto Woxic. So an opening frag again here from paiN, but the previous round has taught us that might not matter much.
No, Zantares he's on one right now. I like this play, though. Okay, little trickery, little chaos. Taking a big risk and looking to get the reward, and I think he might have it. No one's considering this whatsoever. Major is kind of shift. No, he's slowed down. So NQZ is going to go completely unnoticed and might have them lined up.
There's VSM, another frag. So a 5v3 again here for paiN Gaming.
This flank, though, this is a bummer. I mean, it's just tracking just slowly behind. Now they come back. NQZ turns. Oh, he's got a chance, though. Pistols out. Wakadia, got to be aggressive with this op, and you find the kill. Yeah,
switches out to the AK again. So 3v2 this time. The advantage siding with paiN. But here comes Major straight through in towards PARIVISION, who's watching from him from connector. That grenade should finish him off. Yep, and bang, right around the back of Major. And we've got Wakadia now 1v3, 45 seconds left. He does have the bomb. And he's going to be making his way through T-spawn.
The hard thing is he's going to get to a certain point and have to walk. Yep, there we go. Knows PARIVISION likely playing over towards Con still, so the footsteps can be heard. This is going to chew a ton of time off the clock. When he turns the corner, it's going to have to be a bum rush to find this one kill on PARIVISION and then hope you can get the plant down afterwards. 20 seconds as he turns in towards B main.
There's a good shot from PARIVISION, stopping Wakadia. Now, this is at least a round for paiN Gaming, but we'll see how much they can build off of it. I guess the positive is, okay, you lost the 5v3 in the previous round, but you've got yourself into back-to-back 5v3s since the guns have come out.
Yeah, my positive taken away so far, too, is like, okay, well, I think the hard thing was yesterday having watched them just get deleted by the MongolZ. Now I'm kind of like, okay, well, it's, you know, they're putting up a fight. They're not getting washed out of the server and looking outclassed in every sense the way they were yesterday. Because it's very clear that they don't have everything on this map that they're going to want to. The playbook isn't there, the protocols aren't there, but at least you're not looking completely lost. I'm setting the bar very high, as you can tell.
Yeah, I like it,
Yeah.
you know. Hey, when you're a new team and you're playing against Aurora on Anubis, I mean, that is...
Yeah, I feel like I can spot you a couple.
Yeah, I feel like the bar is in a fair enough place. soulfly grabs the opener. PARIVISION, important quick trade. biguzera, really tough fight coming as well. Zantares has eyes on the prize right now, and they actually reset. They fall back here, paiN, and instead of staying committed to the fight.
Yeah, fair play to biguzera being willing to challenge like that up against Zantares and not give away the fight. You've pushed A main, you've got that information. However, Aurora has... Oh, they're coming right back to PARIVISION.
PARIVISION, a chance for a double kill. That would be huge if he's able to get it, and he will. PARIVISION ravages them outside of B, yeah, and drops that bomb to the floor. Now biguzera spawning the connector push, gets absolutely deleted by Zantares, but they still got to go back and get that bomb, so PARIVISION has a chance, and PARIVISION is looking incredible today. Another kill. This is for the ace. This is for all 5 kills here, PARIVISION, and he's gone back to the peak. He hasn't been able to connect it straight away here. But the time is limited, and his teammates are swarming around the back, and PARIVISION with the last headshot as well collects himself the ace. What a day he's having compared to yesterday.
Yeah, whole different player it feels like inside the server. All 5 kills here with this A push, the solution to the round, and a little bit of life still for paiN. That'll get everyone on the team fired up. PARIVISION is going to be supremely confident moving forward. Okay. Now I like what we're seeing out of him. That's great.
I'll say that's a fantastic round from him. Tough fights as well. He gets that really important trait. He pushes, he takes the question into his own hands. He takes both of these kills. Then immediately changes up his position, makes it unpredictable for Zantares, who comes around for that peak, and then one taps manager right at the end.
Yeah, the one tap at the end is the cherry on top of that sundae, isn't it? Just a beautiful sequence. Put that up on the fridge. Well done, rookie. 11-7, lead is cut down to 4, and Aurora starting to run out of funds. They picked up, now this is a cool buy from Aurora. Just bought enough to be, I mean, pretty significantly dangerous, 2 AK-47s and a glue, but this is basically a round that you're just calling a pocket strategy, right? Smoke, you have 2 smokes, 2 flashes, and a Molotov, so you're not gonna try and work the map late into the round. You wanna hit something on a timing, and you're leaving yourself enough money to have a full buy in the next one. So not fully like an econ round going to Tech 9s and utility, just you're finding enough to execute the one tactic you want from Aurora. With a bomb outside of B main, it feels like eventually, force back middle, meet up in canals. Walk 6 over and Rugs to set up utility for the mid take. Zantares and MOUZ to handle this and eventually fall back, I would imagine, and split towards the B bomb site. Actually, you might just send Major as the fake, right? Flash Major to challenge Camera just to be a nuisance with the Tech 9. Try and pull some of the defenders away from the B bomb site.
Just making that move now.
See if you can get him to wrap through Temple.
Looking down at the other screens, now running in, and will die, but its presence shown, and that timing as they push forward is perfect from Aurora, breaking into the site. All the kills come flooding in, and that bomb is secured. So we're now looking at Aurora pushing forward to map point. paiN arranging themselves for a retake.
No aggression this round from paiN either. There was no information of what was happening on the map. So, I mean, look how much time and space Aurora got to set that up, right? You walk in towards middle, no one's done anything. You have freedom to get to camera. Major takes contact as he's stepping, like, basically into the A bomb site. So, paiN gave a lot of respect over. They are coming back for this retake, so hold the phone. Zantaro's now alive at the pillar, and he's got the final. NQZ goes down, that's 12.
Yeah, relying on Zantaris to grab map point here on Anubis. They made the sweat a couple of times here, Aurora on the map. A few rounds here and there, but looking to get the job done and move swiftly on to Dust2 as the decider.
Swiftly on to Dust2. Five chances to close this out. Don't think they'll need all of them. What can paiN bring in to fight for this round? What can they bring in to try and keep this alive during this timeout? Talking things over. Yeah, you know, I think that these little stretches, these little like glimpses of paiN kind of delivering, unfortunately, like it's cool. It just doesn't seem like this is, it's getting them back into the game, right? It still feels like because they've been playing from behind so much, it's just kind of like keeping them alive, keeping them reasonably close, but nothing ever feels like they've kind of got a sense of how to actually win this game.
This be like a relief though for Aurora winning this, getting back into the series. As Madra with the great kill here on FURIA. Opening frag collected. For a follow-up here, biguzera is expecting the window play. Backs off now. Zantaris actually just jumping out, willing to take that fight.
Yeah, they're just going to try and bully him now, flex a little bit, right? Smoke inside con, so Zantaro's going to step in behind it as it's about to fade. Nobody's home. Snow behind the pillar, NQZ on platform, beat bomb site about to be encroached from both choke points.
There's Zantaris, great headshot, swing out.
Dude.
And they almost line up.
That's the third time Zantaris has just kind of dry peeked from this position and got
away
kill.
with it,
yeah, that's it. Like, I think if you're paiN, you're just like, well, we can't stop that. So this is kind of just over.
And it is. It will be a 13-7 win coming in here for Aurora. They're going to get the job done quite handily against paiN here on this map. There was a couple of moments here and there from paiN, the windows of opportunity that weren't quite fully capitalized on, but we knew that was going to be the case. They just don't have the depth on this map yet to be able to compete with Aurora. Tap on the defuse from biguzera. Shot's going to go flying towards him, keeping him off that defuse as the time continues to tick down in favor of Aurora, closing out this map. And we're all tied up, one map apiece. Aurora bounced back on their map selection of Anubis. They can always rely on it, it feels like, to get them a win in the series. We push this one into 3. It will be decided on Dust2.
Yeah, and I mean, a huge stretch there. Just gave themselves, what, a 7-2 lead. And just, you know, there were a few moments of challenge from paiN here and there, but nothing really.
Krakow pleasantly surprised me, you know, with the level they got to pretty quickly. I thought with losing Jota, I thought maybe it'd just start to decline. But the fact that Anubis comes back in is obviously something that was going to be quite a positive for them. And I think the results in Krakow were really solid. I mean, that game we got to cast with against Vitality on Ancient, that was really fun. That was one of the
going into like
games.
the 3 overtimes, yeah, the team's playing on their permaban.
Yeah, but their level got found out pretty quick.
Sure.
But I'm interested to see how Cluj-Napoca continues to go. We'll see if they get a win versus paiN today, as paiN on the T side going to be heading out long.
Heading eventually into the stack where the strength of the defense is. Woxic and Wakadia both doubled up at car. 2 more players to toy with that side of the site. Woxic just wants 1. Pull them in, pull them into Wakadia.
Yep, and he can be very effective as well. Woxic doing some work. Finally, he goes down. Now Wakadia, instead of letting them walk on by, just peeks out for the second fight, hoping that they wouldn't be ready for him, because now Zantaris is taking the position that Woxic was once standing in, and they're sending some shots back down long range. So, Zantaris to remove NQZ, and it's just Snow left on low HP with a bomb nowhere near him. So that's Aurora winning the pistol round and only conceding a single player.
Yeah, again, just like 1 based off the call out of spawn as well. Nice positioning, doubled up at car, and that pretty much negates everything that paiN wanted to do just right out of the start. So 1-0 for Aurora. They get that pistol run underneath their belt. Soulfly picks up an M4 immediately. Same with Zantaris without any kind of a bomb plant. The buy for paiN. We might be questioning what they're going to be able to bring out. I saw a scout picked up for NQZ already. So pistol handled pretty easily without any issues for Aurora. And round 2 begins. Well, they invested in the scout and a Tech 9 with armor. Spotted the cross. Didn't get a kill, didn't take a shot. Sold back the scout, sold back the Tech 9 armor.
And are now playing football.
And are now playing football to have a little conversation.
I like it. You know, Brazilians playing football or something there.
It seems right in the world.
Yep. But now, I'm just going to get this round over and done with and move into it. We played a little bit. We have a YouTube video coming out soon that we were part of, Jason. And playing football in Counter-Strike was actually kind of fun.
Yeah, it was, yeah, fun is a word that you can use.
I had fun.
Okay.
We won, and that always feels good.
We did win. That part was fun.
Well, the gathering of the troops ready to knock down the door of A, and realistically, they're going to be absolutely destroyed. So, as Antares is ready with the rifle, he's got his teammate with a palm tree flash. That's going to be Walksik taking out straight away, getting 2 with the MP9s. Antares will take the 3rd kill, and it's all over. So that round's done, and we'll get into the actual buy round here for paiN.
Yeah, bring me the rifles. Let's see what you got. AK-47's coming in for paiN's attack. You still have a pair of, or a trio of MP9s on the Aurora defense. One of those is tossed to the side so Walksik can upgrade to the AWP. So strong defense coming in for Aurora in this first gun round is the meat and potatoes of Dust2 set to begin in round 3. Walksik's op heading towards the long A corner. He's going to be joined up by Wakadia in this position, who will be the front man op position to take care of any peeks coming in after the fact. And paiN quickly going to take mid control at Xbox as 2 players come from lower dark. So, I mean, this is basically just a standard default that you see on Dust2 from the T side. It's actually just paced a lot quicker than you might expect.
Yeah, but will it matter, you know, or will they just pause? That's the question. Like, will they continue this pace? They got the smoke going down for the CT cross.
Sometimes that fast pace can force a panic out of the defensive side. Obviously, right. Aurora being experienced, you know, they don't care whatsoever. They're used to teams changing the pace on them in that fashion, so no one goes too crazy. MP9 on Wakadia down in CT spawn. 1 defender at the B bomb, so that's soulfly with an M4. But if Wakadia is the next closest support and never comes through, he's going to be in trouble, because it does look like paiN have an idea of a mid to B split, or have the potential for it at the moment.
Only going to walk right through those doors. Another smoke for the cross coming this time. And a B split is coming through. Which means soulfly has pressure on his shoulders, especially with his teammate going down, but soulfly also hitting the deck to the hand of VSM. So they're into the B bomb site. They're into the round win, because you don't go for this if you're Aurora.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's such a big lean towards the A bomb site. It was the mid to B was the obvious weakness available to paiN. And you can see how easy it is once they actually attack and hit it. Got the kind of standing in mid outside the double doors. Next closest defender was Wakadia on CT spawn. soulfly pushing out on his own, essentially. That's never going to be an effective crossfire. First round for paiN on this T side. Aurora gave him a lot of space to work with, but Aurora in this round just saying, we also don't want to lose the op, so who the hell cares?
Yeah, Aurora also getting an AK out of it for Antares on the CT side is always nice. Walksik getting an extra pick as well. VSM toppling. And Aurora hang on to 3 weapons and get a small upgrade. So, yes, they will concede their first round win, but they find a small victory still on the server.
And they're going to have another really, really strong buy in this next round. Antares AK-47, you'd imagine Wakadia and soulfly can have rifles dropped over to him. So Aurora have everything they want here to put a stop to paiN early. And we're going to get a timeout. A pause in the action. Not a timeout. Looks like a tech. Everything's gray.
Yeah, absolutely a tech issue. So hopefully we get that one resolved as quickly as possible. Return to the action here.
See this VRS swing for who wins and loses this map and series. Obviously would be a great benefit over to paiN if they are to win this one, gain about 80 VRS points, raise up 6 rankings. That's nothing to turn your nose at, Dinko.
No, not much of an effect here for Aurora, though. That's the big issue.
Yeah, for them, it's whatever.
Yeah, Snow is going to be disconnecting from the server, so clearly an issue for Snow. What did you make of that first round, though, from paiN? Like, the first look?
It was fine. I think it was good. I like the fast take of Xbox and short control, and then getting up to apply pressure there. You could see they really wanted to set up the potential for that mid to B split. So if you put that pressure on early, kind of suck the defense to the A side of the map, I think they just set it up very nicely. I think because of the MP9s, Aurora didn't position themselves to stop that mid to B split all that emphatically.
Right.
That'll be different later on in the half. So I think it was just like one of those jockeying rounds where both teams are kind of getting a sense of how the other one wants to play in this first half of Dust2. Snow's back.
No, I mean, yesterday we talked about it, but we didn't really ever get to see it happen. But we were saying coming into Dust2, that's one of the maps where you got to witness the most impact from Snow in terms of his role changes. Didn't see that against MongolZ, obviously, because
didn't see anyone have any impact against MongolZ.
There was no game really had there on that map. But
yeah, he was paired up with VSM a lot over in middle. Those two kind of in tandem coming through underpass to take Xbox control, where previously, yeah, we'd seen Snow just having a lot of impact there. So those two kind of working in tandem and working together to find the process to take short control.
Yeah, well, they're just having a look over here now to see what's going on with Snow. Hoping they can get him back into the game quickly. For Aurora, just having to sit back, and I think this series just got a little longer than they would have hoped for, obviously.
Yeah, that first map is always the question for me, is like, what would have been the conversation for these guys after dropping Nuke? That does have to be frustrating, because I think they have a similar sense that I kind of mentioned earlier, where it's like, I just wish we could see this team like show up and handle business against a team that they're, you know, overwhelming favorites against. I bet Major says that all the time. I bet he says that every day.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a lot of conversation at times for Aurora. Just, you know, let's not play scary. There's like, you know, we got skill in buckets against a team like paiN, and so far, you know, pulling out the double op setup this early into the game is a luxury that Aurora have, and already finding success with one of them. It's Woxic to come out with the opening kill.
Now you have complete control of long, and it's no longer a danger point for you if you're this Aurora defense. Major behind that smoke can focus a lot more energy towards middle. Zantares was playing up on short, but he drops down, allows Woxic to handle it from the ramp with an AWP. Zantares will be in charge of middle, in tandem with Wakadia back up at the window. And that's the great thing about this double op setup, is you got one watching short, one in the B bomb site can peek towards middle. You get a lot of freedom if you're one of the riflers to move around the map and try and just read what play is going to be coming next. This looks like it'll be a fake. I think we're just going to follow into a mid to B split again with this utility. So Zantares is pulled and committed to the other side of the map. Missed shot from Wakadia is a problem.
Yeah, flash up into the sky. Wakadia going to backtrack, but his teammate's gone, so all the pressure on Wakadia. The double up setup, will it deliver? It absolutely will. Wakadia getting exactly what he had hoped for. And he's just got another one in him. Wakadia plays this one perfectly. And NQC will also meet his maker in that AWP. It is fantastic work from Wakadia. Smile on his face, celebration with his team, because that is a huge round delivered from the two snipers on polar opposite sides of the map.
Yeah, but what a delivery from Wakadia. Missing that first shot, you feel like he was done, like he was cooked with nowhere to go. Thankfully, he's worried this whole time about a player coming from the B halls, but no one was there. The full thrust came from middle, and once the MOUZ is in place in the window, they all get funneled. 4 bodies in the same spot. And Wakadia's got a highlight reel, got the whole team screaming.
That is a sick round from Wakadia. And it has just broken apart paiN as well. They don't have much to play with now. Just down to pistols, and so 4-1 lead coming up here for Aurora.
That's quite a piece of momentum Wakadia's just given over to Aurora. Tech 9s are out, upgraded pistols for paiN's attack. Low on money, just trying to find a piece that can do a little bit of damage.
Walking up through Cap. It's Woxic who is winning out long. And it's all ready to strike. Smoke for the cross at CT. Woxic not going to have to deal with too much resistance in terms of utility. It's just he can't land the shots right now. Zantares will, though. AK coming through. Zantares now under pressure as well, taking damage on board. Woxic overwhelmed. 3 kills coming quickly from those Tech 9s. And Zantares has to be out of commission for a second to reload. But he's done very well. Even though it didn't look clean from Zantares overall, he got 3 kills, but then he gets domed by the Deagle. And all of a sudden, paiN have the player advantage, and soulfly is tasked with a clutch. Now, he's coming back in through short. There is one player on that lower angle, just out to the right side, but he's kept his head low. And so he's able to cross and get close to the site, but no longer does he have that element of surprise. They know where he is, they know how close he is, and paiN Gaming can settle into this post plant and make sure soulfly gets nowhere near it. So paiN have a round out of nowhere. The Tech 9s come out on top.
Okay, that changes everything. Out of that extended tech pause, paiN just come out and shock Aurora. Here's how it begins. The drop down. Good kills from VSM. That Tech 9 delivering even a nuisance on the next. So those kills completely negated. And beautiful flick over from biguzera on the peak.
Yeah, it's one of those things where in the previous round, the AWP delivers on the secondary AWP. It doesn't miss a single shot. And then on the other side of the map, the primary AWP in the follow-up round misses the easy ones. And it causes so much pressure to be thrown upon the defense. FURIA going for a shot out long. He is going to go down, though, as Woxic getting the work done with the rifle.
Oh, there's the rookie mistake. Had the spawn, just take the angle. If you get blinded, take the shot and dip. He wanted to come back for more after not ripping the shot. Takes a death for it and puts his team at a disadvantage. 4 on 5. They've already made their way up short, though, even though they've lost this player out towards long, and it looks like biguzera still wants to just stick around here. Rest of his team just walking contact. They'll hit a timing, and Zantares isn't even close to coming back to check this. Actually, this is actually really scarier for Major and Woxic, or Woxic, excuse me. Yep.
Well,
never had any indication. Never had any information. Nope. Peace.
Another one. Okay, there we go, VSM. That's exactly what he hoped for. Great work and great shots. He can do it with the Tech 9 and the AK. Same result on this A-bomb site back-to-back rounds.
Really good job from biguzera, sticking around at long just for enough time to keep that defense there for those extra 3 to 5 seconds, allowing his team to get further out before Aurora rotates back.
Really impressive from paiN to stay in it, and actually, hopefully this is the turning point where they start to feel like they can get into this game now. It felt like there was a world in which Aurora were just going to start racking up rounds on the CT side. It should have been a 4-1 lead, but paiN went on Tech 9s. They make the most of their opportunity by following up and converting that chance. So let's see if paiN can keep this going.
Yeah, this brings it right back into, I mean, man, that Tech 9 round has just completely changed this, where you're exactly right. Felt like Aurora was going to have a great opportunity to just run up some momentum, run up a score, run up a ton of economy as well behind them. Now it just completely changes, completely reversed. And once again, just a simple round where you just contact up short, 4v5, nobody has information, nobody's communicated it, one tap from VSM. I think Woxic even got stuck on the corner of the wall. He gets one tapped, and that's the round. Aurora's taking a timeout. I think this is one of those timeouts that's to stem the bleeding, to make sure that this doesn't slip into some kind of loss of focus that extends throughout this half. But that's a very frustrating situation that will make everyone a little bit angry on the Aurora side.
Well, they can bounce back quickly and not let it turn into just a huge streak of momentum going against them. Then Aurora can make sure they put that one away. The issue is they don't have a buy in a round like this. They've got an AK for soulfly, FAMAS for Woxic, and the rest on pistol, so shouldn't be expecting anything from the Turkish team in this one. A 4-3 lead being queued up here for paiN.
Well, a lot of this has began, I mean, as a first step of these T-sided rounds. A lot of it is Snow and VSM taking Xbox and jumping up towards short and getting the T-side started that way, getting these rounds activated with that position. This round looks no different. Mid to be smoke early on, try and force out some counter utility, make the defense a little bit nervous. For Aurora, this whole round is kind of set towards this long stack. They had Woxic at the corner to combine with Zantares and Woxic, but now that he's fallen back to the A-bomb site, now the play is coming into this direction. This is at least where the FAMAS is. So if Zantares can pull attention, Wakadia can do a lot of damage.
Good kill from Zantares. Wakadia stepping up alongside of him as well. Just a couple of frags going against paiN. This is around you. Oh my god, another one. Okay, straight through the wall. This time Zantares picking it up, and yep. The big problem is that's the bomb. And so this was your golden opportunity, paiN, and you've let it slip. So both teams have had one now, where they've lost against weaker weapons.
I'm just surprised we didn't see any real challenges anywhere else on the map. Not a whole lot of aggression from paiN whatsoever. You're never going to recover this bomb. There's only 15 seconds left. This round is done. Snow finds a kill. Zantares goes down, but you can't make it to the site in time. So even if you get this, which would be nice, nothing doing for you. And Snow might lose this weapon after the time. Look at Major. Look at Major coming in from behind. Doesn't matter. Soulfly grabs him. Snow goes down. I believe he gets the bonus money. But it ain't much.
No,
it ain't much at all.
Oh, this is what I was saying. You know, if Aurora can lose that previous round and then make sure that it doesn't turn into a huge streak of momentum that paiN are able to ride, and they can kind of get over that frustration, and they've just won one of those kind of rounds back. So as long as they convert this, you know, Aurora can get back to what they were setting up earlier on Dust2, and paiN will miss out on a real opportunity that they had to get into the game.
Can't imagine NQZ super happy about that play call and around like that. The anti-eco, kind of the slow pace to start, you know, 10, 15, 20 seconds, not doing much, and then kind of the mid-round walkout long. I think he feels like as an AWPer didn't really get a whole lot of chances on Dust2 to do much in that round in the anti-eco, so that's a big round swing that goes the other direction. Aurora gets it right back.
Under a minute left. And paiN have made their way up through short, so they've got that control at the moment. They'll, after the final motions, make sure no one's playing on the ledge. biguzera has the corner now. So what will they do with it? That's the question. Do paiN want to go for an A play or into the B split? And still having a player in the tunnels. Suggest a B split is in the cards. The issue is there's 3 players to the CT side over at B right now, so paiN are about to walk into a heavy defense. Now Zantares is going to be up first, clean headshot, and I think they start to realize, oh shit. 20 seconds, Zantares is here in the perfect spot, and they got to cut through him still. They got a couple of kills out of this, soulfly and Wakadia, and then they find Zantares as well. Okay, they've cleared out the B bomb site, but there's 10 seconds left, and the bomb hasn't got into the site, but they will now. How have they got away with that?
That's crazy. Coming out of the B bomb site as well to attack was maybe a misplay. One player coming out of window to help Zantares. Could have been a really strong play inside the site to hold off against it, but Woxic has a chance. 2 HP on VSM.
Oh, well, just direct, no chance. How have Aurora lost that round? Like, it was looking so good. They had 3 players on the B bomb site.
Zantares gives you 2 pretty much instantaneous headshots.
He's still alive, like, while you're running out and dying out of the B site. Oh, that is a kind of tilter round right there.
These last 3 rounds have felt like both teams have kind of given up ones that you didn't really need to. They've both felt like a little odd in the way they've played out. But regardless, back and forth is always fun. 4-4. AK's brought right back out for paiN, and for Aurora, it's back to the Stone Ages. You have the op on Woxic, which is great. Everyone else has pistols and a couple SMGs.
Well, Woxic has gone and found the opening frag. So grabbing the first kill of the play. As NQZ trying to reply with a push through the doorway. He's got himself out beyond the double doors. Woxic is waiting for him to overextend. Side of the smoke is his angle of choice.
Yeah, it's a nasty little gap being created every once in a while around the edge of that smoke. It's going to fade. Woxic wants to go for a little bit of a wider peek. They still don't know NQZ is out and in the cubby. biguzera over at Xbox in support. They want this mid to B split. Bomb and Snow lined up in upper dark.
NQZ spawning the barrel of Woxic, who takes a couple of steps back into that smoke, and WCADIA going for the peek out into the open, unable to connect the shot, unable to take his opportunity, but then the flank comes in. Madras got the kill, soulfly now holding a B, and this could be another round you just left scratching your head, because paiN have 3 players, they really do nothing in the round, and they walk to their deaths, as Aurora not even getting punished for their previous round failure, and they just bounce right back into it. paiN Gaming actually did very little in that round.
Yeah, they played so scared. They played so afraid once that op rang out. It was like, okay, well, we just don't want to mess with the op. But they gave time for Aurora to take the initiative in any situation. VSM is kind of hanging out for how long in the mid-double doors, kind of in this stalemate, chilling in the cubby, waiting for things to go. 2 players in position, but no one ever made the call to actually push forward. And Aurora's just like, all right, we'll rotate over. Like, we'll just bring everyone onto this side of the map. It's not great Counter-Strike.
No. That's why it's so back and forth right now. 5-4, now we're getting a 5-5 game.
It's back and forth because these rounds have just kind of been a little, like, very sloppy and gross to an extent, but yeah.
Well, at this point for paiN, gotta hope that you can somehow keep this up. There's constant trading of round wins. An AK for a FURIA, that's the best weapon on the table.
But this is like the hard. I mean, this is a round where they have kind of a lower buy, but everyone being grouped up, moving up towards catwalk. Everyone kind of as a group falling back, changing idea as a unit. I think this is biguzera having a really tight grip on this team at the moment because of the lack of experience together and the lack of playbook they've been able to build. Last time Zontar's in this position, easy 2 kills.
Oh, same spot. Hoping for the same result, if not better. And it's WCADIA this time helping, but then still goes down through the door. Then FURIA trades out Zontaras, so soulfly, low HP. He's waiting at the back of the platform here. They're going to check him, but it doesn't matter. soulfly still wins the fight. That's the bomb spilling to his feet, and he'll handle business against biguzera.
Yeah, nicely done from soulfly in the back of the bomb site. WCADIA coming in for support, this time getting 1 instead of going down. So 3 kills for Zontaras and WCADIA out in middle. Holds on to the hit. soulfly's there to mop up the pieces. 6-4, Aurora with a 2-round lead. 2 rounds straight as well.
Smokes, a couple of smokes, in fact, deployed towards Longhouse. Nade to follow up behind it. And Aurora have mid-control. So paiN, if you want to come back and get it, this time you got to fight against Woxic and Zontaras, who have posted themselves up. Quite advanced positioning, actually, here on short. So it's going to be quite difficult to walk away without a casualty here, paiN. There's the surprise. Zontaras is here, and he'll take 2 quick kills and retreat, leaving Woxic behind. We're going to pull him into the bait, so it's a perfect setup here for Aurora. WCADIA is going to go out. Woxic gets 1-2 from WCADIA, and that's much better from Aurora.
And the football's here.
And the football has been brought to the
They brought
party.
it over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time. Okay, final round of this first half. paiN going to be able to buy up and get some of the weapons back in hand, and we'll see what sort of a challenge they've got for us. That's the kind of round I expected more out of Aurora, I feel, throughout this half, is like a little bit more in your face, a little bit more disruptive. But they've been, they've been knocked off kilter a couple of times. This has been a very strange half in terms of how it's the back and forth. Timeout for paiN right at the tail end. Final round of the first half. They desperately want to get 5 on the board on this T side to keep it as close as possible. So talking things over, making sure everyone's on the same page. Timeout ends, we get into freeze time, and then we get round 12 underway. A few more smiles cracking out on the Aurora side.
Good to see those. I mean, that's a round you could be happy about. You actually played it very well. Everything went according to plan. And now they're back to the double up setup, which WCADIA was able to use very effectively towards B. He's back over there now with it. Last round of this half. Will paiN be able to squeeze out a 5th?
I think this is cool too with the op at the B,
smoke.
At the B platform. I think if you're Aurora, you're like, okay, they've had a few B splits that they've wanted to set up and attack into. So let's put an op in the B bomb site, which lets the rifler be really aggressive outside of the site in tandem with whoever comes towards CT spawn. Dink sounded worse than it was. VSM brought down to 62. That was a dink from an AK-47, I'm assuming through the door, through a box. But now at least short control and can force back any defense here. One op in the B bomb site, other op in the hands of Woxic over at the long corner. And we're going to get another mid to B split. Bomb is just working its way through T-spawn now to join up in upper halls. No defender from the A bomb site has shifted towards CT spawn. So there's going to be a lot of runway into this B bomb site, although most of the hits just going to come straight up through the halls, it looks like. Wakadia's opt to defend and soulfly's AK-47.
Was the break of the smoke.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, and it is sad because now he's under a lot of pressure. He's burning at the back of the platform. He's got to rely on his teammates. Wakadia actually got spammed down, so he's gone. And Soulfly, it's not really going the way he was hoping for. As he goes back through the window, they set him up again. It's not going to be successful for Soulfly nor Xantares. And we got Madra just waiting. He gets cleared as well, but he actually gets 2 kills out of it and gives Woxic a chance. Coming to the window, he's got to go for this. Time is the problem. You got to start planting right now. And the tunnels player can't do much, so Woxic has won it. Oh, stylish in the 1v2 from Woxic. Good headshot right at the end.
It's when it all clicked together that not only did he know biguzera was out of the fight because he's shifting from mid double doors, but there's only 7-8 seconds on the clock, so the planter has to get off the bomb plant to respect it. Grabs the kill. Impossible situation. What a save from Woxic. Making sure that bomb never gets planted. A hectic 1v2 that he comes out on top of, and that's a 4-round lead going into the second half for Aurora. God, there was that stretch in the middle of that half where things got a little bit ugly, a little bit sloppy. Rounds in the Counter-Strike kind of, was disintegrating. But to close that half on 4 straight for Aurora has got to feel good.
Yeah, that was a wacky half of Counter-Strike. Some just crazy rounds. Neither team really capitalizing on those chances, though. Both teams had rounds they won that they shouldn't have.
Yeah. Yeah, they absolutely did.
And then no one really ever went on a massive run from them. So, yeah, I think that's going to be more so disappointing, obviously, for paiN.
That's why it felt so weird, because it was like 3 rounds straight where the team with overwhelming advantage just lost for no good reason. You're like, oh, okay. Well, that's the Counter-Strike we're going to be playing today. Yeah, frustration at the end. So close. So close. Not able to get it done. And celebrations in contrast on the other side. 8-4 in the favor of Aurora. As we get live into the second half pistol.
Well, the Xbox smoke has been deployed. The utility about to go through the double doors here. Flash unleashing 3 players, and they'll just have a peek, make sure no one's around the corner taking contact.
Yeah, hoping to catch someone in the open, and if anyone was even in CT spawn listening, that'd be a sound cue. We might be getting the comms out of the CT side of, okay, they're outside double door, watch for a mid to B split. You might be getting an idea into someone's head, but it's a very passive defense at the moment. 1 car, 1 goose, 1 long, and attack into the A bomb site.
biguzera staying all the way back. The P2000 going the shots forward. Soulfly and Xantares, couple of kills, and then Wakadia to assist in extending their advantages further. It's about to be a pistol round win, and Aurora heading to a 9-4 scoreline, giving themselves an ideal start here into the start of the second half. But that peak didn't necessarily go the way Aurora would have hoped, so they reset, they pull back, and play a little bit more disciplined, not wanting to let this one slide. And they won't. So the kills come in, Wakadia and Xantares securing them, and they do get that 9th round.
Yeah, it feels like that should be maybe the first kind of, dagger in the back of paiN to end this. Now both pistols on this 3rd and deciding map for Aurora. You add that one on top, it's now 5 rounds straight and starting to feel like you're really catching momentum.
One of the things you talked about yesterday that was a real pain point against MongolZ was the fact that no one was fragging out. You got VSM playing okay here, but again, it's just not enough kills coming in from paiN at the moment.
And that was something we even brought up in the last map as well, at a certain point where, yeah, there's been a lot of halves that we've seen out of paiN, in these first few games of play at Cluj, where it's like the kills are all concentrated on 1, maybe 2 players, but there's way too many you know, skilled players just not putting frags on the board. And that lends itself into the lack of comfort that they talk about in the interviews. You know, you only see that drop off from strong individual players when, you know, they don't feel super comfortable of what's going on and don't have a great knowledge of what everyone else likes to do and how you like to play with your teammate that's next to you. Been a lot of role swaps with 2 players coming in.
Yeah, you can see Snow, like 3 and 11, Period 3 and 12.
And Snow obviously hit some kind of a groove towards the end of last year with those role changes where he was playing with people that he knew how everyone was going through and what the comms and the plans were going to be like. Now, playing with VSM more in tandem, yeah, a little bit harder.
There's Antares. Following up, this time on biguzera. And just walking his way wherever he decides to go. VSM, his next victim on the AK. Soulfly's patience pays off as Period walks in towards him. And now NQZ.
The extra hard part now is if your paiN is you also switching over to the CT side, you don't get to dictate anything any longer.
Right.
You know, you're reacting to everything, and the reactions are so critical because a lot of them are going to be improvised, and that's where players kind of are doing things that their teammates don't necessarily expect. So NQZ knows he's being hunted. Aurora holding onto the bomb late into the round. They want to take the scout away, just moving around the map, using soulfly to make sure he's always going to be boxed in towards long. 10-4 will be the scoreline. Just waiting to see if NQZ brings a scout forward or not, and the answer is going to be no. Just a matter of time.
Well, there's time. Zontaras to collect his 3rd kill of the round, and Aurora to collect their 10th round here on Dust2. Situation doesn't get better for paiN in this round. They don't have enough money to get a full buy. So, well, it will be an 11th round for Aurora. I'm gonna say
we don't really know.
we don't know for sure, but
We're not sure.
I can't live in a world in which Aurora loses this round. So
I could.
I know you could, Jason.
I want to see it happen now.
It's just in too many of those now. You got to cast a couple of them back. Krakow as well with FUT
We did
Esports.
the USP rounds, yeah.
Oh man, too many.
Man, I was hoping we'd get a cast a little bit more FUT, but they're no longer a B stream team, are they?
No, they've become the A stream
very
team.
quickly they've moved on to the A stream.
They are the A team. I think we'll probably follow a lot of paiN throughout this competition, throughout their bracket.
Yeah. Well, maybe not.
Well,
They're
a lot
going
as
to
in
be 0-2 after the day.
tomorrow. Maybe we
Yeah.
cast their elimination match. They might run it all the way back. Who knows? All right, biguzera sprinting forward, right into the tag. It's Woxic with the Glock, and then Wakadia taking a couple of frags with him. All right, shutting it down. Wakadia's turn for a 3K. And we'll get the last hurrah of paiN Gaming today.
Yeah, if there's no fight here, might as well just wrap it up. 7 in a row now. Going back into the first half. Aurora just hit that streak and just ran away with it. Round 16, you do have the op in the hands of VSM as a double op setup. NQZ has one as well.
All right. At least you have a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, if nothing else, you got double op setup.
I'm going to spend this cash before we lose this
Yeah,
series.
exactly.
Yeah.
Die with 0.
Oh, well.
Well, there's certainly 0 kill. I didn't mean 0 kills, but that's what happened.
Box in.
As they run away, Period picks up the AWP. He'll have that and have a go with it. Now, biguzera's gone aggressive short. Aurora now walking their way down middle. Head shows on the Xbox. And Dink onto Wakadia. And now he is going to be hunted down. He's flashed. biguzera somehow getting away around the corner. And NQZ is actually going to kill elsewhere on Woxic. Awkward fights, but... Oh, that grenade. See ya. Oh,
he
it
got
gets out of there. Okay, biguzera running down to safety.
Oh, no. NQZ taking shots through the door. Snow gets the kill in return, but every step of the way, paiN loses a player. 2 on 3, and biguzera has 10 health.
Yeah, there's a lot of time as well for Aurora, so they don't have to feel rushed through that smoke. They're going to break it and surprise biguzera, who's out of position, and will remove his 10 HP in an instant. You now got Snow coming back, who's got 4 kills. So not expecting him to do too much here in a 1v3.
No, but give it a shot.
And he is shot by Wakadia. So 12-4, map and series point here for Aurora on Dust2.
Yeah, happened quick on this third map. Really not a whole lot of fight brought in by paiN, which is unfortunate. Nuke was cool. Nuke is a map that I imagine we'll see it tomorrow in their final series. But still not any kind of map pool to speak of for paiN. This new roster still coming together and not quite there just yet. So timeout taken as they want to talk things over one more time. Problem with this music is it's awesome. I just don't want to talk during it. I just want to listen to it, you know?
Yeah, me too.
I like the
kind of rhythmically moving
right,
to it.
In the minds of Moria.
You're in for the minds. All right, well, 12-4 last round likely, and paiN have improved their Dust2, but not much. I mean, when you look at paiN, I guess it is just Nuke that they're capable of playing.
I mean, look, it's not worth having any like significant conversations about because we just know this team is just way too new together to have any significant playbook. So, you know, you have to go into this knowing that at least for the next like month, this is going to look sketchy until they get time to sit down and grind some practice, grind a boot camp over in Europe, and get some of these pieces in place.
biguzera not coming out long, but soulfly even turns on that, kills Antares with the other VSM, the last remaining troop sitting inside of the mid-smoke. Antares seems to be aware, and Antares is, and he'll take himself a 3K. Smiles on the faces of Aurora as they get the job done. Now 1-1 here at PGL Cluj-Napoca.
25 kills for Antares to close out Dust2. Really strong series out of Antares, who is there for Aurora on all 3 maps. And yeah, first map, Nuke, hiccup, a little bit scary, I guess, in a degree. I think the biggest concern for Aurora is, like, can we